Happy weekend to all of you, my amazing viewers, subscribers, fans, friends, mods, heroes from May, and members. It is the last day of May, and we're spending it today in GTA Online. Kane, what's up, Kane? Shogun, hello there, Shogun. Hey, GB, I just pre-ordered Mafia the Old Country. Double thumbs up, very nice, Shogun. So I'm going to be playing Mafia the Old Country coming up in August whenever it officially launches. I'm very much looking forward to Mafia the Old Country. And what's up, GTA FIB? How you doing today? Hope you're well. So yeah, it is the last day of May. And the vlog's out, the May 2025 vlog with Riley and me. I have it pinned in the live chat, link below in the description section, along with the GTA Online Event Week video, so that's linked below. So feel free and check out the vlog later. You can find out what Riley and I have been up to in real life, stuff we've been watching, the games we've been playing. Of course, some of you probably know the games I've been playing, but you're welcome to hang out with Riley and me for about 90 minutes in the May 2025 vlog later on after today's stream, if you feel so inclined. It was a good vlog, by the way. We usually do have good vlogs. You know, Riley and I have some chemistry. I don't know if y'all know that. I mean, we've only been together for over 4 years now. But I feel like we bring a lot to the table when it comes to our vlog. So hopefully those of you that actually watch the vlog enjoy it. But yeah, today we're going to be in GTA Online on the PS5. And we're going to, I guess we'll do whatever the event week is. And hang out and chill. And chat about whatever is on everyone's mind today. And we'll try not to get too political. Look, I try not to, okay? That's the reason why we have the other channel, right? GB Fang. And I've been posting some additional political videos this week. So I'll post a video, and then weeks will go by, and then I'll post another video. But I'm going to try and at least put up one video a week over there. But I also have real life stuff, and I also want to make content for this channel. So I kind of have to prioritize things, you know? It's just the way it is. But since it is the last day of May, it's also the Wall's final form for the month. And in case you were wondering, the photo was taken, I think, a decade ago. I had to go like deep into my phone for a image from a previous May. And I think this was like, I could be wrong. I think it was May 2014 or 2015. It was like a decade ago. And it happens to be in Shreveport, Bossier. And let's see, which side of the river am I on? Am I on the Bossier? I think I'm on the Shreveport side. Because like Shreveport, Bossier are kind of like sister cities in North Louisiana. And the river in between the two is the Red River. And the bridge is the Texas Street Bridge. And by the way, speaking of Shreveport, congratulations to the LSUS Pilots. They won their national championship game. The baseballs. Not the big baseball teams. Not the big college teams, but the lower level, like college baseball teams. They apparently went 59-0, undefeated. And yesterday they won the national championship. So good job, LSUS Pilots. I actually was going to go to LSUS, but I went to another college instead. But look, you know, representing Shreveport, okay? So there you go. I may no longer live in Shreveport, but, you know, part of me will always consider Shreveport to be my home. Both of my parents were born there. Both sides of my family are from there. I spent most of my adult life there. And summers, whenever I fled from my small town in East Texas, like in between like grade school and like primary school, elementary school, middle school, high school. Like every summer I would flee to Shreveport to spend the summer with my grandparents. So like Shreveport might not be perfect, but Shreveport does have a special place in my heart. Even though I live back in East Texas now, in Central Texas, hill country outside of Austin. May is ending. Damn, how fast time is flying. Well, that's something that happens as you get older. That's one thing I've realized. Is that time most certainly flies by. And one more thing I want to say is thank you so much to everybody that's been a member on the wall. Whether you were a member for 1 month or you were a member for many years, like my good friend Carrick of ACG. By the way, Carrick has a great channel, ACG. He does some amazing reviews, and I was originally part of his podcast. And eventually, you know, parted ways. You know, that's just the way it goes because of real life stuff. But Carrick, this will be his last day officially on the wall as a member. And I was actually surprised that he remained a member for how much time he was a member. So I always wondered, like, okay, why is Carrick still a member? But I guess He's no longer a member. But you know what? That's fine. That's cool. I appreciate the time people were able to be members. I never started this for money. If I end up making money, then that's a bonus, obviously. But I enjoy making content. I enjoy streaming. It's just something I like to do. And like I always say, super chats and memberships are always greatly appreciated, but never, ever required. But I will always be eternally grateful for the friendship that I have with Carrick of ACG, as well as him supporting the channel. And everyone else that has supported the channel over the years, whether you're a junior member, or a deluxe member, or elite member, or a super chat hero like SYNNASTARR and Fat Chinese Gaming and many others, it means a great deal to me. But never feel obligated to ever give me $1, a pound, a euro, a yen, a yuan, a dime, a penny. Well, wait a minute. Pennies are going out. They're going extinct. The pennies are going to be gone. We're phasing them out in 2026. So, yeah. Well, I guess pennies will be worth more. I'm going to have to buy me a bag of like 2026 pennies, baby. Oh, yeah. But yeah, look, like I said, super chats, memberships, greatly appreciated. Never, ever required. However, I like to reward and acknowledge memberships and super chats, which is what we do, right? That's what we do. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone here, my amazing viewers, subscribers, fans, friends, mods, heroes of the channel, and of course, once again, our amazing members. If you want to learn more about the membership program, click the join button. All members get access to the badges, the emotes, shout outs at the beginning of live streams. You get featured below in the description section of live streams, early access to one video a week. Plus, you get on the About section of the channel where you can also find the live stream schedule. Usually, we stream Saturdays, Sundays, 12 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. UK. What am I going to stream tomorrow? I guess I'll put out a poll after the stream, and we'll see what the viewers want. I have 2 games in mind, so I'll leave it up to the viewers to vote after today's stream, of course. And once again, About section is where you can find all the members and various other socials. X, our amazing Discord community. The vlogs channel where the May 2025 vlog is live today, right now. So you can go watch that after the stream is over with Riley and me. Flying around in Flight Sim, talking about a wide variety of things. And of course, my other channel, aka GB Fang, the political channel. If you're interested. I know it's not for everybody. But anyways, big thank you to all of our members, which include the elite members, UG Outlaw, Fat Chinese Gaming, Angry Veteran Forge, Deluxe Members, ACG. Be sure and check out Carrick's channel, ACG. He makes amazing content and reviews. And of course, my other friend who's a Deluxe member, Red, the 8-Bit Dinosaur, and the junior members, TokyoTent, Huttch Plays, Kane, Sheep Taco Man, Fluffy Wolf, Tyler 98735, ExoBrad53, and SYNNASTARR. And finally, the gifted members, Ann Williams, PERCI, Almog, Flippin Tricks, and Amy M95. Gifted members, junior members, deluxe members, elite members, and super chat heroes going above and beyond for the GB Nation. And Yuji, couldn't you just wait until I'm done? Couldn't you wait, my friend? You should wait. Wait till I'm done with my spiel. But anyways, thank you so much for the super chat. The €5. Someone say super chat. Anyways, so you've put me in quite a pickle, UG, and you're gonna have to choose. Since this is the last day of the month, you can choose between going on the May wall or the June wall. So pick one. Pick May or June. I can slap you up on the May wall, or I can just wait and hold you over till June, which is tomorrow. Mañana. But thanks again for the super chat. Always appreciated. As I just said a moment ago, never ever required. But I'm not forcing y'all to donate to me, okay? But I'm not going to turn it down either. Look, how many of you would turn down money if somebody gave you money just to give you money? Exactly. Most people wouldn't. Be like, yeah, sure. Thanks for the money. June. All right, I will put you at the top of the June wall for the super chat side. All right, let me catch up with chat real quick. Undead Cow Gaming, what's up? What do you think of Mind's Eye? I'm cautiously optimistic about Mind's Eye. I'm going to be playing it in June, in a few weeks from now when it launches. I know there's some out there that are concerned about the game. I've been trying not to watch those videos, even though I really do like what Luke Stevens. I really love his content. Like I've seen, his videos pop up, and he seems concerned about the game. But I kind of want to go in with a fresh perspective, and play the game myself, and then give y'all my opinions, pros and cons regarding Mind's Eye, without being influenced one way or the other. I hope y'all understand that. But for the record, I think that Luke Stevens is awesome. I like watching his content. It's just that whenever he's like covering a game that I'm going to play, that I kind of want to, I guess, go in with my own opinions and not being influenced one way or the other. I kind of like don't watch those videos. Maybe I'll go back and watch them after the fact to see if his opinions are in line with mine and what we agree on and disagree on. But I hope that makes sense. But yeah, we will be playing Mind's Eye for better or worse. Hopefully it'll be okay. But we'll see. If it sucks, you all know me. I will rant about it. Don't worry. Kane says, GB's other channels peak content. Oh yeah, real peak. All right, so we're going to put Yuji on the June wall. So he'll be the first Super Chat hero on tomorrow's wall. And I think I picked out an image yesterday. So last night I picked, while Riley was streaming Spirit of the North 2, I was browsing to my phone. I'm like, okay, I need an image for June. Okay, boom, found one. It was a lot easier than trying to find an image for May. It was. What's up, Snake? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Okay, let me go into the Discords, into the voice chats. But I hope everybody's doing well today. So the event week video is linked in the description section. Yeah, that. My bad. But since it's also the May 2025 vlog, I had to pick one, okay? I had to pick one. I picked the vlog to promote. The vlogs channel doesn't get enough love. And Riley and I really enjoy making those vlogs, especially for those that actually like to watch them. So that's why I decided to promote the vlog in the live chat today in the pin section. But the event week video is still linked below in the description section as well. Kane, what's up, Kane? How's it going?
I've got a pizza delivery here for a GB.
A pizza?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Pizza we crust.
Wow.
Hi.
Hello. All right, let me fix this real quick. I was doing a screenshot, so I had to pull down the HUD and the radar. Now it's back up.
Hey.
All right, so this is up. So we're rocking and rolling with that. Now let's see. Yuji says not the best. Had proper. Been having some sleeping issues. That sucks. And your mother-in-law's a headache. Well, when is she not a headache, Yuji?
Yeah, I've heard the stories.
But yeah, like I have trouble sleeping sometimes too, and there are times I'll wake up earlier than I want to, and then I'll get up just so I don't disturb Riley so she can sleep, and then I find myself passing out for like an extra hour or two on the couch, or sometimes I'll take like an afternoon nap. So there are definitely times I'm doing that, but that's what happens when you get older. Because she goes to sleep so late, and I have to struggle just to stay up to like 1:30, 2 a.m. But you have to adapt, I guess.
I guess so. At least it's not like, staying up the entire fucking night like I've been recently.
Well, why have you
Not
been
my
doing that?
choice. It's because of the heat.
Oh,
It's been
yeah.
getting fucking bad recently here. I mean, like, I know, like, most people, they're probably like, Kane, you're being a baby. But come on, guys. I've got no fucking, sun protection on my skin, man. I ain't got no shield.
That does suck.
I have to take vitamin D pills, for God's sake. But, like, I find myself staying up until, like, 6 a.m. just literally looking like fucking Palpatine after he got fucking electrocuted.
Yeah.
That's literally how I feel. I look like a fucking burned electrocuted.
No, come back, taco truck.
Oh no!
I don't know.
What did Fern do this time with this taco truck?
Nah, I was just being silly. But a lot of people speculate that Palpatine that's what he actually looked like, but his other look was just an illusion, like a dark force illusion. So when he lightning zapped himself against Mace Windu, he basically revealed how he truly looked. But I don't know. People debate that. I don't know which one's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that was just his true form all along, because he was so invested in the dark side, especially if you like read the Plagueis novel. I know it's not canon, but I wish it was. But I mean, even before Plagueis showed up, he was a very evil little dude. He did some nasty stuff when he was a kid.
Yeah. And even long after, like, especially in the Dark Empire, like, trilogy books, you know, even though they're not canon anymore either, like, literally the fact that his clone bodies were withering away because of how much of the dark side he embraced.
You need something?
Yeah.
When you
I
arrive,
get.
He'd been in the body for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and they kind of carried that over to some degree in the sequel trilogy. But I think the difference is, like, the clones are just not... They're not, like, 100% compatible with his spirit. Or some shit. I don't know. Just... Either way, like, the sequel trilogy did it far inferior than the novels. Even though the novels aren't perfect either. Alright, I need a vehicle. Vehicle. I need an automobile. You know what? Let's go try and get Bumblebee. Let's go do that. Bumblebee!
Oh yeah. Bumblebee. So I've already spawned today, and in case you're wondering, I ended up just getting chips. So,
Ah, congrats.
I got some chips. Unfortunately, I can't eat these ones.
Yeah, that is a shame. I'd rather have some actual chips.
Yeah.
Some nice tortilla chips with some salsa or some queso to go with it. That'd be nice. But what's everybody up to this weekend? Hopefully y'all are doing well. So Kane, when is the next Vice? Well, I guess it'll be the final Vice City stream.
Yeah, the final episode. Hopefully I won't get as salty as I did in the last episode. That fucking mission for Phil. I don't know why I was struggling with it so much. Like, I think I was just getting out the car like too early.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I'd have to go back and watch the stream. I got a good memory, but it's not perfect. But I think what I did was I think I had struggled too with it, but I think I ended up going to a bridge or something, to one of the bridges, and I think that's how I was able to resolve it. All right, let's see what I win. I'm probably gonna win some RP that I desperately need.
Yeah, need that RP.
Yeah, I totally need it. All right.
Gotta get to level 1,000 before GTA 6.
Okay, I'll take 30,000. That's fine. Thank you.
At least that's useful.
It'll be worth it once it's over, Ken. Yeah, I agree, Yuji. I agree.
Oh yeah. I think I've only got 2 missions left for the experimental film studio, and then obviously the final 2 story missions.
Yeah, the film studio's not that difficult.
Yeah, I know there's like, I know like the final mission you have to like use a bike to hit checkpoints, right? And then you like activate spotlight, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think you have to go into a building, then on top of some buildings. It was annoying. I do remember doing that, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but still annoying.
I mean, I've seen some people do that mission, but instead of using a bike, they use a helicopter from that one apartment that you can get later on in the game, where it has like a helipad.
Yeah.
So I might just do that if it gets annoying with the bike.
Right. I'll let Kane drive me around. There we go.
Papa.
Let's see. FIB says, "What do you think of my Mafia 3 videos on Discord? So much customization unused." Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely things that could have been, should have been, but unfortunately ends up on the editing room floor for some reason when it comes to the games, not just Mafia 3. But it was pretty cool to see all that. And it's a shame that they didn't give us even more customization, but I mean, we did get, like, for the vanilla version of the game, there's some customization, but I mean, the game's nearly a decade old now, so I don't think they're going to be going back and like adding any of that stuff to where you can actually use it in vanilla. Yeah, the game was rushed. I've been stating that for years, that it should not have come out in the fall of 2016. I mean, if you played it day one like I did, you definitely knew that, because the game wouldn't even work. I'd get to like the gumbo mission, well, the one where you're handing out gumbo to like people in the neighborhood, and then it would freeze on me, and it kept freezing on me, and I just kept getting pissed, and I started ranting and raving. And then that's when Hangar 13 is like, bye, we can't be friends no more.
Like, almost, he sits a bit critical.
Yeah, how dare I? I meant maybe in the video when because I think I recorded those videos. I probably was drinking back then, but it was around the time I was still getting over my dad dying, because he died in September, and I was going through a Mafia 2 playthrough whenever he died. So you can tell if you go back to those videos from 2016, the state I was in back then. Tyler, what's up, Tyler? So, I mean, I'm not saying that as a justification for me getting too salty, because I get salty anyways. But I also was drinking, because I had a drinking problem back then. And my dad passed away. And there's serious issues with Mafia 3 when it launched. And I agree. It should have definitely been delayed to at least the spring of 2017. But Hangar 13 probably didn't get much of a say because of Take-Two. Take-Two wanted a game out in the fall for fall sales. And here's the thing. I hope that Strauss-Zelnick actually learns from these mistakes and realizes that, yeah, we shouldn't have put that game out. It clearly wasn't ready. It got bad reviews. It could have sold way better if it would have come out a lot more polished. I mean, there's people that are going to hate the game for their own reasons, right? Because it didn't feel like a Mafia game. Or the character's not Italian. Or whatever. I mean, there are things people can criticize for, and people have a right to criticize it if they want, even if I disagree with it. But at the end of the day, I did enjoy the story and the characters, including Lincoln Clay. And I look forward to playing as his great-great-great-grandson in Mind's Eye. But the game would have been a lot more favorable if it actually would have been cooked a little longer. So, Strauss, please tell me you've learned from that mistake, Strauss. Just tell me. I hope he has. I mean, he is giving Rockstar more time with GTA 6, and they dumped a ton of money into GTA 6, and they've been working on that game for a while. So I think Strauss has realized, and look, maybe I shouldn't put words in Strauss's mouth, and maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Oh no, I shouldn't do that. But I would like to believe that he thinks about the big picture. Like, okay, yeah, we give this game more time, and then when it releases, it gets great reviews, and it's going to get, way more sales because we actually allowed the team time to fix the issues in the game that they're currently having and polish it and get it ready for launch. I would like to believe that. There's a lot of things I would like to believe, though. See, FIB says 95% of the cars have upgrade engine options you can't access through the mod shop. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's unfortunate. They should have just allowed you to do that. But unfortunately, I think the only way you can actually do that is obviously on PC. Like, the vanilla version of the game, you can't do that. I mean, I guess unless you have a jailbroke console, right? Like a jailbroke PS4 or Xbox One, I guess it's possible for that. See, Yuji says, I went through something similar when Mafia 3 came out. My dad had a stroke a few days after the game launched. Yeah, I mean, that was a difficult time for you as well. But, I mean, that's just the way it goes. When you lose somebody, in your life, family member, a friend, a loved one. Obviously, it has a emotional toll on all of us, I mean, I'm not the only one that's had to deal with with loss. Almost everybody eventually has to deal with that. So, but it does have an effect on us, See, FIB says I also pre-ordered Mind's Eye on Epic because it was $50. See, Epic is my local currency. Also, the Black Wildfire GTS reminds me of Lincoln's Drifter. The muscle car? Yeah, the muscle car definitely. I do not want to drive the Tesla. I know it's not called a Tesla, but let's just be honest, it looks like a Tesla.
Which Tesla does it look like?
They all look alike to me. The 3, the Y, the X, all of those look alike. I can't tell the difference. I'm sure I left one out. Like, the only two that look different are the Cybertruck because it's fugly as hell, and then the Roadster, which is like the only Tesla I'd actually be willing to drive. All the other Teslas, they look alike. I can't tell the difference. But
Just put a different,
yeah.
car's name, just say it's different.
Yeah, a letter like either Model 3, Model Y, Model X, Model S. I think those are all of them. I could be wrong, but whatever. But yeah, I know that they're really promoting the car in mind's eye. I forgot what it's called, but it clearly looks like a Tesla. But I guess it's going to be really cool. It's going to have some abilities and features that Jacob can use. But I'm just sitting here going like, do I have to use it? Can I just use the muscle car instead? I'm going to make a prediction. The muscle car gets destroyed. And then the game forces you to use the Tesla. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words. Now just now remember this.
We'll do a wager on that. We'll do a wager on that.
Look, I would like nothing more than Jacob to be able to use two cars. You know, the muscle car or the Tesla. That way I could just use the muscle car. But I doubt that's going to happen. All right, so what's the plan for today, Kane? What do you want to do?
I honestly don't know. Like, I completely forgot what the event week was. Wasn't it something to do with, like, VIP or something?
No, it's executive businesses. I'll reread it real quick. By the way, Yuji, I guess Snake can join us if he wants. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm full of bad ideas.
I wouldn't mind having UG in here, but
I wouldn't mind either, but UG might be. I think he would have been here already, unless he's got real life stuff going on. Let me back that thing up.
Echoes.
Well, no, look, to be fair, Snake actually came across okay last week. He actually had all his audio issues normal, but that, you know, it's a week-to-week basis. One week they're fine, and the next week it's chaos. All right, so we're going to do special vehicle work for triple money. We can do exporting mixed goods for double money. So those are the two things we can do. And if you want a lousy t-shirt, you can buy a Buckingham aircraft. We can also do transform races. Yay.
Wow.
So there's a few options.
Well, I've unlocked all the special vehicle work missions. Like, I did them like years ago.
Okay.
So I guess we can do those for a bit.
Yeah, we can do them. That's fine. This gives us something to do while we chat. Whatever we want to chat about. Whatever's on your mind, whatever you would like to discuss, or anyone else in chat, feel free and bring up topics. So, Kane, after you're done with Vice City, what is your plan post Vice City?
Well, I've had people suggest me to do San Andreas afterwards, but I kind of don't want to like feel. I know Void Amy's doing it at the moment, and I don't want it to look like I'm copying her.
No.
If you will. I know it's weird me saying that, but it's just I don't know. I kind of want to wait until Mind's Eye releases and then do that. Maybe go back to San Andreas.
No, there you go.
GTA 3. I don't know.
Yeah, just space it out.
I think that's what I'm gonna do first.
Yeah.
First, I'll probably go with that because I mean, vested interest, you know.
Yeah, me too. I mean, for the record, despite what concerns people have, I want the game to be good. I want it to do well. I want it to be a success for Leslie Benzies. But we'll have to wait and see. My thing.
Sorry for
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it true about that multiplayer rumor that's been
Yes, it's not a rumor. It actually was in the. It was. I did a reaction video the other day to the latest Mind's Eye trailer, and it's coming in the fall, I believe. That's their schedule. There's going to be a multiplayer. Now, I don't know exactly what the multiplayer will entail. Will it be like GTA 4 multiplayer or Red Dead Redemption multiplayer? I don't know if it's going to be as in-depth as GTA Online, but I mean, that might be the long-term goal for Leslie. But then again, Leslie, I think that was one of the things that Leslie was butting heads with was regarding GTA Online, because I think he was mostly wanting to focus on the DLCs for 5, but then like others within Rockstar and Take-Two kind of overruled him, and they're like, no, we want to focus on GTA Online instead. Now, that's just speculation on my part. I think it was also about money. Unfortunately, a lot of it, sadly, has to do with money, you know? See, the GTS gets destroyed in Welcome to Red Rock trailer. Can I ignore that? Can I just pretend that doesn't happen, FIB? So I guess I've already confirmed it. Well, the trailer did.
Man, why you gotta crush our hopes and dreams like that?
I mean, it couldn't have been another muscle car that just looks similar.
Yeah, some poor sod down the road's like muscle car.
It was someone else's muscle car.
Yeah, some guy called Gary. There you go.
But
Gary's like muscle car got destroyed.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I realize that the way you're doing it, your playthrough makes sense, because you're going by the timeline, right? With Vice City in the 80s, then eventually San Andreas in the 90s, and then GTA 3 in 2001. See, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're just moving up the timeline.
And it's a shame as well they never, like, you know, made some re-releases of Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories, but then again, considering how the defective editions launched, I'm kind of glad in hindsight. Because I would like, I'm, you know, from what I'm seeing when UG's been playing Vice City Stories, it actually looks really fun, but also really challenging at the same time.
Yeah, it's not perfect, and it definitely could use a little bit more polishing if they ever did port it.
Which actually, going back to like ports and remasters and all that, so I don't know if you've heard about this, GB, but some modders recently, they made a mod for GTA 4 where they ported the entirety of Vice City story, gameplay, everything, right, into GTA 4's engine.
Okay.
Now, now you may be wondering, well, surely that's gonna get lawsuited like to high hell because of Take-Two's ninja lawyers, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. The guys that are, you know, making the mod, they are outside of Take-Two's jurisdiction. They're from Russia, so they can't get the mod taken down, practically.
Okay.
So, that mod's pretty much there for anyone that wants to play it. You know, on a PC or, you know, whatever you prefer. Obviously PC, but I just thought it was interesting, you know, like a point of a Vice City to GTA 4. And one thing I really like as well, which I've seen, that is part of the mod, after the intro cutscene where the ambush happens in the deal, you know, with where Victor Vance dies along with like Harry and Lee, where Tommy like escapes with Ken as well as Lance, it goes straight to the intro, and then parts of the intro actually has like cut content, you know, because I don't know if you knew this, but there's like a cutscene that was actually supposed to be in the first mission where it would actually explore like how Tommy and Ken were feeling, like just literally a moment after the ambush.
Okay.
And then obviously it would cut to the actual cutscene that we know, like today, where, you know, Tommy gets out the car and steals the Fagio that's nearby.
Yeah.
That's one thing I thought was really cool about the mod. For anyone that's interested, I think it's called the Vice City Next Gen mod, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh. Interesting.
But it's a pretty good mod. I'll post it in the GTA room now, actually, because someone made an entire like video showing off all the missions.
Okay.
In the mod. Where did you find it?
Right.
Somewhere.
Lewis, what's up, Lewis? How's it going? Hope you're doing well.
There it is.
Uh-oh. The coppers. I'll just wait for you.
It's the feds! There we go. Let's go.
Alright. Let's go down here and rescue these fools attempting to do the big one.
I remember we've done the big one before. We did it with Santa and Moody, man. that was a great big one.
Next Gen Edition. Yeah, I mean, I would like for them to also do ports of, like, do it as a combo pack, like Liberty City and Vice City Stories. That would be cool.
Because, didn't they also, like, a few years back also release, like, a mobile port for Liberty City Stories? Because I remember them doing, like, a t-shirt promotion
maybe.
in GTA Online.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Where if you, like, bought Liberty City Stories for your phone, you would get a free t-shirt,
Oh,
like,
boy.
during the launch week. So, yeah, you get a t-shirt that says, I heart Liberty City.
Yeah, of course.
Just like this week, guys,
Yeah.
if you buy a Buckingham helicopter or plane, you get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You gotta buy that, guys.
The only part I got wrong, I mentioned it in one part, but the other part I forgot to mention, is that you didn't have to technically buy the aircraft that are on sale. As long as it's, I think as long as it's a Buckingham aircraft, you would get the T-shirt. But I think when it comes to the aircraft, like the civilian stuff, either people have already bought those that they want, the civvy aircraft, or they have no interest in them. Because most people rather have weapons on their aircraft.
Yeah. If I'm flying in a public lobby, I'm not flying in a bloody, you know, jet. I'm flying in like a Buzzard or a Sparrow or a...
Yeah.
Or, you know, like a fighter jet, like a Raiju.
Yeah.
I ain't flying around in no civilian crap.
Alright, so someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's... Is it Western that makes the Bestra? I think it's Western. I don't think it's Buckingham. I think it's Western. But anyways, see, that's an aircraft that I like that I really wish had at least guns on it, because it's a really good jet. But unfortunately, they don't have a weaponized version. Like, I've told Rockstar this for years, and other people have. It's like, hey, you want a pretty easy fighter jet? Just revisit the Bestra. And
Just slap a couple guns on it and then you're done.
yeah, you don't even have to slap rockets on it. Just make it straight up. Just make the guns good. You know, where you actually aim on the guns and they actually shoot where it's supposed to be aiming, unlike some other aircraft in the game. You'll get that right, and then add, like, I guess countermeasures, and then maybe some other upgrades to it. You know, and just call it the Bestra Mark II or whatever. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Because a lot of people have been, like, Riley's been wanting a weaponized version of the Bestra for years. And I wouldn't mind one either.
Yeah. At least it'd be something new to fly around in.
Yeah.
Like, the last new aircraft we got was what was it, like March? And those were like the AC-130.
Yeah, which is fun, but the AC-130 is fun, but you need like a crew of at least 2 or 3 players total to enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, you basically need a 3 or 4-man team.
Yeah, and then the piece of shit Duster.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed.
Shame we want the biplane that we wanted.
I know. When I first saw the name Duster, I'm thinking, because I was thinking like, okay, it's a different name, but I was thinking, okay, it's the same Duster, but they weaponized it like I've been wanting forever. No, it's just a newer Duster. Like, fuck. Oh, but it has a gun on it. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Like, Riley tested it, and I helped her test it. And yeah, it's an awful plane. It's a joke. And
Better off using an ultralight instead of that thing.
Yeah, and I have a free one because you can get a free one in the hangar, the grapeseed hangar.
Yeah, I know that.
But it's still garbage.
Didn't we get that few during the launch day stream of
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah, for one of the missions. No, I'm spinning out of control.
No.
All right. But there you go. That's if you're looking for vehicles to whip together prior to GTA 6 in order to give us 2 more updates, then that's an easy one. You know, an updated version of the Bestra with guns on it. But just make sure the guns actually properly work, Rockstar. But apparently, we are going to be getting a summer update on the 17th. Now, Rockstar hasn't officially announced that update yet. I'm sure there'll be lots of copy pasta.
Oh, delicious. Delicious.
Just in time for the summer. Hey, what's up, Sheep Taco Man? Hope you're doing well, Fern.
Hey, what's up, Fern?
So what would y'all like in the summer update? If Rockstar came to you and said, hey, you could have whatever you want in the summer update. It'll probably be the last summer update before GTA 6. What would you want in it?
No, I'll be honest. I mean, from how things are going,
Yeah.
like I think this is probably gonna, like as you said, this will be the last summer update we're ever getting for this game.
Yeah.
just I know, like, I've noticed like a pattern with all the career progress outfits they've been doing, which is like you know, all character themed, you know, like the GTA protagonist themed, you know, outfits.
Yeah.
If they're gonna add some new career progress stuff, come on, you gotta add in Big Tommy. Add in Tommy's outfit, like the last like tier 35 outfit we did.
I could
Come
see
on.
them adding that for like GTA 6 online. I see Yuji says, I'm gonna go lay down, try to get rid of this headache. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry about your headache, man. But
Take care, Yuji.
yeah, I hope you're able to get some rest and just relax, take it easy, Yuji, and hopefully you'll get to feel better.
Uh-oh. I'm in the land of the danger zone.
Oh.
Get the hell out of this lobby.
All right, I'll go to a friend. Hold on, let me go to a friend lobby. You know what? I'll just join your friend lobby when you're done because you're already moving.
Okay.
I was lucky enough to be sent to an invite lobby. A Michael DLC? Yeah, I mean, I think this is what a lot of people want. And, you know, I would like them to at least consider a Michael update for the final update of this game in December, which appears to be the case that we'll have one more update into December. But, yeah, I mean, once again, it goes back to what you want, right? That's what the question was. So, yeah, I mean, I think most people would like a Michael update. Whether or not it actually happens, yeah. What's up, Fat? Hello, humans. I am Bear. Hello, Wolf. Hello, Lemon.
Hello, Bear.
Hope you're doing well, Fat. Yeah, the cop outfits. Yeah, I was about to mention that, FIB. So we do have some cop outfits that are in... I think they added it with the last update in last December, and they have yet to use them. So I think the summer update may be a cop themed update. I know they've added a whole bunch of cop themed update from the scrapped police update. But maybe they're finally going to... All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I sent you an invite to this lobby.
Okay, I'll be right there. But if they've been holding on to the police outfits, that means they probably have plans for them for probably a summer update. So maybe we'll finally get the rest of Cops and Crooks and maybe some extra stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, since things are a little different now than when it was originally going to launch.
Yeah, the climate's a lot cooler, if you will, compared to, you know, 5 years ago.
Some parts.
Well, in some parts, in terms of media and all that.
Yeah.
Other parts, not so much. If anything, it's like putting gasoline on a fire.
Yeah, I think...
To get pulled out.
Yeah, I think unfortunately there's always going to be people out there that hate cops no matter what, which is unfortunate. Because, well, at least in America, I believe that the majority of police officers are actually good people that just want to serve their communities and uphold the law. There are corrupt cops in the U.S., there are racist cops in the U.S., but that doesn't make up the majority of law enforcement. Now, in other countries, it's worse, sadly.
Hi!
Oh, yeah.
Just no context, it's just me.
Yeah. Probably best for Kane to leave it at that.
Yeah. Just don't be posting on Facebook, boys and girls.
Yeah. But your country totally has freedom of speech. Totally.
Yeah. Our pencil-necked prime minister said so.
Yeah.
He totally owned J.D. Vance when he said that, so...
Yeah.
He must be telling the truth.
Yeah, well, it's important to believe everything politicians tell you because they never lie.
Yeah. You really mean someone would do that?
Yeah.
Lie on the... lie in front of the people?
Yeah, why would they ever do such a thing? See, Snake says, be nice if there's a Michael taking over the studio. Yeah, I mean, that's something we all speculate for the longest time, that if there was a Michael update, it probably would be tied into Richard's Majestic. Summer, winter variations of what, the police outfits? I don't know if Rockstar would go to that much effort. I think they would just give us whatever they've made. Like, oh, here you go. Here's the cop uniforms. Enjoy. You've been asking for them since Hasta La Vista in the Heist update, so now you can actually have some legit. Gee, thanks, Rockstar. We've only been asking for a decade. See, summer update could be Drug Wars 3. No, Fat. No.
I think that should be a bannable comment, personally.
Alright. I'll let him off with a warning this time. See, next update needs to include, of course, sheep tacos. Yeah, we're glad you're not in charge.
Now that's a great idea. I backed that idea 100%.
Yeah, look. I mean, I guess it would, because they did add the taco van right to the store, right? To the Warstock.
I think so.
So you can buy that.
I know there's like a dispatch mission with Vincent that you can get a discount for.
Can we pull it in front of the White House?
Hey, let's go.
Apparently, he's been getting really pissed when people keep saying that. You've heard about that, haven't you, Kate?
I need the context.
Okay,
I know
so
that's something.
I know I said at the beginning of the stream I wasn't going to get political, and I want to make it abundantly clear. I hate politics. I'm in the middle.
We hate everybody.
I'm a moderate. I don't like the far left. I don't like the far right. Okay, I just want us all to get along. But sometimes I get a little political here, even though I have a political channel, right? But this is funny. Okay, so funny is, you know, that's okay. Funny's allowed. So, you know, Trump likes to go boasting on social media and in his White House like interviews about how he's going to do this and do that, and then he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
So somebody came up with the brilliant phrase, TACO, TACO. Trump always chickens out. And people have been running with it, and he's been getting really fucking pissed about it.
That's fucking brilliant.
So the troller doesn't like being trolled, apparently.
Oh man.
Well, I think, okay, let me defend Snake for a minute. I think Snake was referencing a certain character we don't like from Drug Wars. So I think Snake was in agreement with the rest of us about how we don't want a Drug Wars 3.
Yeah.
So it's one of those rare occasions I'll actually defend Snake. But don't get used to it, Snake. I'm in a good mood today. Yeah, exactly. Like, he just goes, he says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then he doesn't do it. I'm like, oh, okay. And like I said, look, I don't completely hate Trump. There's things he does that I agree with, but there's also things he does I disagree with. But that's to be said about both of the major political parties in my country, okay? But I don't like either one of them.
Yeah.
But anyways, I had to go there because I had to explain the taco reference.
Yeah, it's just context. Don't worry, guys.
It's just for the context.
Quite literally, we're gonna taco out of this conversation.
Wow. We could probably get more. We probably will get more dispatch missions. We'll probably get FIB files too. That's what we're getting. Yeah, because we only got what, 4 in December. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was it 4?
Yeah, 4.
We'll get 8. We're gonna get 4 more, y'all.
4 more files. 4 more files.
Yippee.
Yeah.
All right. So I gotta hack. I do some hacks, some mad hacks here. All right. Like I said, there's. I'm not. Look, I find myself being pushed one direction with more of the nonsense and shenanigans. But look, I don't like either side.
Yeah.
I feel like they both have gone too far in opposite directions, you know. And that's what I find really tiresome. I just want people to get along and just try and actually treat each other like human beings and find actual solutions to the problems we all face, you know. That's all. Is that too much to ask? Well, I mean, yeah, unfortunately.
I guess so. I mean, it's like, although you agree with some ideas on this side that I absolutely despise.
Yeah.
You're horrifying.
Yeah.
You're a monster.
Well, I mean, that's one reason why I posted that quote by Voltaire in Discord, because that's a belief I've had for the longest time, ever since I've heard the quote. I'll read it in a second. But it's a really good quote. And I wish more people that believed in free speech would understand what that means. Because, look, there are times when Kane and I disagree. And I'll sit here and let him say what he says. And, you know, I may cringe a little like, but guess what? I'm not the prime minister of a certain country. I'll let Kane say whatever he wants to say here. Just like I'll let y'all say whatever y'all want to say. because I value freedom of speech. So there are times y'all say things I disagree with, and guess what? I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to kick you to the curb because you say something I disagree with you. Now, I may respond and tell you why I disagree with you, and then it's up to everybody else to decide whether or not they agree with me or they agree with you, which is their prerogative.
Yeah.
But I'm a firm believer in freedom of speech and the right of people to voice their opinions in a free society, right? The way it's supposed to be. And I'm, like Voltaire says, I may disagree with you, but I will fight to the death so you have your right to say it. That's basically what the quote is.
Yeah.
And I would like for more people to have that attitude. Because, like, in the town I live near in Texas, there's some people that have been going out protesting, and they're left-leaning. And in the Facebook group I'm in, like, there's people always leaving, like, negative comments about them. But then there's some of us that go in there saying, hey, this is freedom of speech, okay? You might disagree with them, but they have a right to say what they say. And I used that quote earlier today. It's like, yeah, you might disagree with them, but at the same time, I will defend their right to say what they say, even if I also might disagree with some of the things that they're saying.
Yeah.
Because when you start censoring people's freedom of speech, you no longer have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
That's just a reality. Like, whether you're going to censor people that have liberal opinions or conservative opinions or libertarian opinions or moderate opinions, once that happens, then freedom of speech is dead.
Yeah.
Like, even ridiculous, crazy, like people that believe in communism, right? I don't exactly think very highly of communists or fascists, but that's the thing about freedom of speech is they have a right to spew their nonsense.
Yeah.
I can still call them
how
out.
wrong they are, they should be still allowed to, say what they want to say.
Yeah. Exactly. If they want to be dumb and wave a hammer and sickle and wear that on a t-shirt and not educate themselves about how brutal communism is, then that's their prerogative. They have a right to have that opinion, right? Let them. But we, on the flip side, have a right to disagree with them and to explain to them why they're wrong. As much as I like the idea of making, communism and fascism talk illegal, it's just a slippery slope, right? That's how, like, freedom of speech dies with the best of intentions, right? That's how I feel about it. Because, like, oh yeah, let's stop them from talking about this, but where does it end? It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You love Trump, especially was on The Apprentice. Yeah, I wish he would have just stayed on The Apprentice.
Yeah. That's why I didn't like for the final season while Trump was like doing presidential campaigning in 2016. Didn't Arnold replace him briefly?
I think so. Because, I'm going to be honest, I don't like reality shows. I watched a few when I was younger, but I got tired of them very quick because it felt like the same thing every season. And there were so many of them being dumped out. And I prefer like sitcoms or like dramas or sci-fi shows, or like fantasy, stuff like that. I feel like those shows actually involve a lot more effort. Like reality shows are so cheap and so easy to do by comparison. It's the same fucking formula every year. It's just like different contestants, right? Different scenarios that they often just bring back in future seasons and just rotate. And there's always the editing that makes things look differently than the way it was. So it's not exactly authentic. So Snake says we don't need, what we don't need in GTA 6 is the time limits. I feel like we're probably going to unfortunately have cooldowns just because Rockstar loves their fucking cooldowns. I don't know why they just like cooldowning like in GTA Online and Red Dead Online. Like, heaven forbid we want to just grind the call to arms, right? We just want to go in and just do call to arms back to back to back to back to back. We just the last good thing they added to Red Dead Online. Nope, no, you can't do it right now. You have to wait. Like, why?
Yeah, you gotta wait an hour, buddy.
Like I don't get the logic behind the stupid cooldowns, but unfortunately, they'll probably be in GTA 6 Online. I hope I'm wrong about that one, by the way.
I mean, I don't mind the cooldowns, but as long as they're not as ridiculous as, like, as I just mentioned, you know, the call to arms cooldowns, like, those being an hour were ridiculous.
Yeah,
back
that's
in the day.
so stupid. Or at the very least, allow us to do the other ones, you know?
Yeah. Like, I remember, like, back in the day, we literally had to rotate, like, people in just to make sure,
Yeah.
you know, we could at least play some more. And it was purely just because the person that, you know, is about to join, because they didn't play, they don't have any cooldowns.
Yeah, that's the only way that was our loophole, is that we would, if we were able to get 5 people, right? Sometimes we weren't that lucky.
Yeah.
Like, if we had 5 people, then we would just automatically rotate one of us in and out, you know? Just to get around the stupid cooldown. See, Sheep Taco says, GB, did you hear about the Republican when asked about Medicaid cuts, was told people might die? The Republican responded, well, we're all going to die. Yeah, see, that's one of the issues I have with the quote-unquote big, beautiful bill is, look, I do think that we need to cut things out. But there's plenty of bad things that need to be cut out. And that's one reason why I was okay with what Doge was doing, because Doge did find a lot of really questionable things, right, that our money was going towards. But one thing I'll always support is helping people in need. I do believe in having a safety net in place. Unfortunately, there are those that take advantage of the safety net. But I've known a lot of people that their life would have been pretty much over if they didn't have these safety nets to fall back on. Sinister, what's up, Sinister? How's it going? And by the way, these are people that were at one time conservative until they lost their job and they had to fall onto food stamps and unemployment. And then they realized, like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get why we have these things. I understand. Like, you won't get it until it happens to you, right? Or it happens to somebody you know. Because we can sit here all day and just say, oh, people are always taking advantage of Medicaid or Medicare or food stamps or all this. And, you know, it's just a bunch of lazy people that don't actually want to work. And people are taking advantage of disability. Now, there's people that can't work. Like, what are you going to do? Are you just going to let them die? Are you crazy? So, yeah, that's one of the issues I have with the quote-unquote big, beautiful bill is the cuts to, you know, actually going to hurt people, you know?
It's definitely big. Now, being beautiful,
Yeah.
that's another different story. I wouldn't say it's beautiful from the stuff I've read and, you know, obviously hearing you mention here.
And that's why I'm a moderate, you know, because there's things, I'm conservative on some things, like gun rights, you know, I believe in that, obviously, and the rights of you know, citizens to defend themselves against criminals. You know, I don't put the criminals in front of citizens, unlike the left, which I never understood why they did that. It's like, what are you doing? What is your fucking problem? But there's also things that the conservatives do that I'm like, the fuck? Like, you know, there's a lot of these people that are your constituents that you're basically condemning. It just grinds my gears. And here's the thing. They've never had to live in that situation. Or I guess they don't know anybody that's had to live in that situation where they lost their job through no fault of their own. And they had to go to unemployment. They had to go get food stamps in order to survive. And they had to depend on Medicaid and Medicare. I guess they just don't have anybody in their family or any friends, you know, or nobody that's disabled in their family that needs the disability funds. And they must be in some nice gilded bubble to not have anybody like that in their life, to think that it's okay to do that. Now, like I said, are there people that...
Sorry for interrupting, but do one of us need to be on the gun for this mission?
You might be right. I'll get on the gun.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just...
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. But at the same time, look, I think we do need to be mindful of people that do take advantage of the system. Okay? Because unfortunately, there are those that do. These safety nets are not meant for people like that. Okay? They're meant for people that can't work because of mental, physical issues that prevent them from working. And also for people that are trying to find another job that are in between jobs, you know? So, I don't know. I just don't understand how the Republicans can be so heartless on things. I guess that's one of the big reasons why I stopped aligning with them. Because there's times I'd be like, yeah, you just don't get it, do you? You just don't get it. But then the other side goes in the complete opposite direction. I'm like, can't we just go, I don't know, somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, it's
Like,
a shame because
don't-
the best way to describe them is that they're the two cheeks of the same ass, you know?
And it's not a very nice ass either.
Exactly. Shit-covered ass.
And extremely hairy and scabs and no hygiene at all.
What? Ugh.
Yep.
Hemorrhoids galore. That fucker's got.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, what's up, Victor? Yeah, facts. You know, I'd like to believe that more people in my country, maybe throughout the world, is getting tired of this far left, far right nonsense. I mean, and people are tired of the demonization. They just want to like, just say, look, can we just sit down and just talk and go back to treating each other like human beings and try and find some legit solutions here? Sometimes I think I'm just crazy. But maybe not. I'd like to believe I'm not. Alright, I gotta focus. Must focus. By the way, if anyone else has any other topic, feel free and bring it up, please.
Oh, I've got something.
Okay.
So, you know, it's something I remembered from my Vice City Let's Play, and I'm sure it'll give everyone that's played Vice City some PTSD.
Okay.
So, you know, a few days ago, like, you know, before I did the last recent episode, I fully set up cherry poppers, right?
Yeah.
And it just made me realize something. Ice cream is fucking illegal in the state of Leonida. Because of, you know, the ice cream deals in that mission.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's like the moment the feds get like a whiff of mint chocolate chip ice cream, they're like all over you.
yeah, but the ice cream truck's up front, though, right? I mean, because you're actually selling.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's just the fucking joke of, oh, I'm just
know.
a humble ice cream man.
Yeah, I know, but I think Vice and the fuck the fire rockets, you fuckers.
That's all right. This takes about, at least in this mission, it takes about a couple of RPGs.
Yeah, no.
In Free Roam, however, it takes like one RPG.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's rock.
Yeah, back to what you were saying, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like during the 80s, like the war on drugs and that nonsense, you know. So, I mean, obviously they become aware of the fact that you're not actually selling. I mean, ice cream is just the front for that business. So, in a unfortunate way for the player, yeah, I mean, the cops do get on your ass for quote unquote just selling ice cream allegedly. But I understand why they're coming after you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just want to run a business, man.
Man, I didn't know this had meth and cocaine in the ice cream. I was just a humble ice cream dealer.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give everyone some ice cream.
Yeah.
Trying to give them some Mr. Whippy.
There you go. But yeah, there's definitely, like, the old 3Ds were brutal.
Yeah.
Like, look, the I guess you could say the definitive editions are basically the same game. I mean,
Yeah.
they look a little bit better. They have some issues, but the issues are not as bad now, I've noticed. I mean, there's still some, but that last update that we got actually did resolve most of the major complaints people were having, especially with San Andreas. Not 100%, but at least it's finally better than it was. But despite the coat of paint, for the most part, they're still pretty much the same game. So you still get to experience the brutality of 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I would say the only difference is 3's better because 3 actually has a map, unlike the original version of 3. Because 3 did not have a map in the menu. You had to, like me, I had that fucking the paper map, which I still have, by the way. I pulled that bitch out. I had it on the fucking floor while I was playing, just looking at it. Like, okay, I'm right here. Okay, this is where I need to go. Okay. And,
All right, I gotta go to Portland. All right, I'm over here at Harwood. Okay, let's go.
It makes me very glad I grew up in a time where you actually had to read maps and not be reliant on GPS. Because like when I was in my teens, first driving and even going into adulthood, Like if I wanted to go somewhere, like even if it was just several hours away, like this is before MapQuest or GPS really. It was in its infancy. I literally pulled out a map of the state of Louisiana or the state of Texas, and I had to say, okay, I'm here. I need to take I-20 here, and then I need to go here and here and here, and I had to write it down on notes. Like, okay, looks like this is the exit I'll have to take. And look, I got lost a few times. I got turned around quite a bit back in the day, but you know, I did know how to basically read a map. But unfortunately, I feel like that's something that's been lost on the past couple of generations, sadly, because of, you know, technology and GPS. So I definitely use that to my advantage for GTA 3 when I first played it many years ago, because I had that map out, just looking at it. I was just like, okay, I'm here. Okay, so after this, I need to do that. Okay, especially like the cappuccino mission near the end, where you have to like go across the fucking city, destroying with the cappuccino machine stands.
Yeah.
Like, at least in the definitive edition of 3, you can just look at the map. Just pull it up and then waypoint it. You could not do that in the original version of 3. And it was nightmare fuel. It was pain. That is true pain right there. Let's see, Sheep says, how about billionaire that said her mother-in-law would never complain if her SSI check didn't arrive on time? Yeah, I mean, you're a billionaire. I mean, she's probably not going to complain because you're probably helping them financially. And so I don't know. I have no problem with somebody having money. No problem at all. But I do feel like it gets to the point where some people end up with so much money that they become out of touch with how the majority of others live. And I think billionaires are very, very guilty of that. I'm not asking for their money to be taken away, not at all. But I would like for a little humble pie. To where on their own, Bezos and Elon and Soros, well, he's old as fuck, whatever. He won't be around much longer. Well, maybe his son needs to do this because, you know, a lot of these billionaires cause the problems that we face in the world because they each have their own ideas how the world should be, and then they try to influence things like pieces on the chessboard, right? And most of them, I don't think, have any concept or understanding of what life is like for the average person. So I would like for them to challenge themselves to go live for like a month. You know, I don't know, disguise yourself, do whatever you have to do to make it to where people don't notice you, right? And go live in an apartment, go live in a middle income home for a month with a limited budget and see what it's like, you know? And then maybe that would give them a little bit more appreciation for what the average person has to go through. The cost for food, utilities, like if it's, you know, rent, even if they don't have to pay for a home, right? Everything else. You know, just quietly, you know, buy a home and then maybe donate that home to somebody when you're done using it, right? And then look at the average amount of money somebody needs in a town or a city. And then set yourself with that budget. Like, okay, well, the average person makes this much money a month. Okay, throw that into a bank account, right? And then live off that for like a month or two or however long you want to experiment with this billionaire. And then get a vehicle that's middle income, you know. There's still good quality. I mean, you don't have to have a Ferrari or Bugatti. There's Hondas out there. I got a Honda. I like my Honda just fine. Or a Jeep or a Ford or a Chevy or whatever. And just live like most of us have to live. Then maybe if they did that, then they would understand, you know. But they're not going to do that. And until they do that, then I don't think they really have a right to assume what people want and how people live, because they live a completely different life than most people. I mean, their life is mansions and yachts and private jets and limousines and hanging out with A-list celebrities and sports stars and politicians. And unless you're Trump, you know, most of them are probably not eating at McDonald's. That's all I ask for, is that humble yourself a little. Then maybe realize that you're I mean, maybe some of them probably worked hard. You know, some inherited their money. But you need, in some form or fashion, you need a reality check. You need to understand that you should be lucky to have the life you have, but at the same time, not everybody's living the same life you're living. Not everybody has a nice pool or a hot tub or, you know, like a garage full of supercars or classic cars, or they don't have the ability to go off to the freaking Barbados whenever they want, or Milan. Just a matter of, like, looking at things from a different perspective, you know? Like, walking a mile in somebody else's shoes, as the old saying goes.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's enough of a tangent for me. I mean, I also...
Hey, look, it's Kick.
Hmm?
Kick. Or, look, it's the Knight Rider car.
Yeah, that's right. It's Kit. Hell yeah. Dun da 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 dun da da da. Yeah.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. I'd rather have the car, though. David Hasselhoff is kind of past his prime at this point. Hey, look, like 80s David Hasselhoff, hell yeah. But I'd rather just have Kit. Sorry.
Ah, come on. That was awesome in, like, the SpongeBob movie where he saved SpongeBob. That was epic.
Yeah, very epic. I know a long time ago he was actually quite popular in Germany because he's also a singer. And he used to, like, do concerts in Germany, and people in Germany just love him. But I think that was, like, decades ago. I don't know if that's still true to this day. But, like, I like the Hoff, you know.
I know he was there when the wall went down.
Yeah. And there was, like,
He got
this...
a water ball thrown at him as well when he was there.
Nah, what else is new? I mean, there's always somebody that doesn't like you.
I guess so. Them damn communists on the other side.
Yeah, they wanted to keep that wall up.
They're moving the arms caches. Take down those trucks.
All right, here we go. So there was like a meme. I come across lots of memes on Facebook. I think that's the only reason why I still like Facebook, because there's unique memes over there. And sometimes there's like images that some people put together, like you have to pick one, like pick a favorite vehicle from the 80s or 90s. And there were several vehicles from the 80s, from movies and TV shows, like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Magnum PI, Dukes of Hazzard, even though that's basically 70s. Well, I think the show was around to like the early 80s, I think. But obviously Kit was one of those vehicles, and obviously my choice was Kit. I'd rather have Kit. But you could have a time machine. Like, why would I want a time machine? Go back and fuck shit up? No, thank you.
Nah.
I'd rather have Kit, because Kit was advanced for its time, bulletproof, and you could have conversations with Kit. Plus, you could play on the Atari while Kit drove around for you. That's pretty awesome.
You've already sold the deal for me there.
Exactly.
Playing on the Atari while driving, now that's epic.
Yeah. See, like Tesla, look, Elon stole the technology he's using from Kit, from Knight Industries. Elon's guilty of theft from the Foundation for Law and Government. He found Kit in a scrapyard, and he took the technology for himself to put into his Teslas for self-driving.
They've got supplies in the chopper. Take it down.
Yeah, I'd still rather have Kit than a Tesla. Unless, like I said, unless Daddy Elon wants to give me a Roadster, then I'm willing to change my opinion. But that's like the only exception. Anything else, I'm like, nah, no thank you. Right, I think we got everything. Now we just gotta jump the fuck out of this base. But I hope everybody's having a good weekend. But what car would y'all like from the 80s or 90s? Or a popular fictional car? It doesn't matter if it's from the 80s or 90s or a different time period. What would y'all want? Kane, do you have one in mind you would like to have?
You said from the 80s or any period, right?
Any time period. A fictional, like from TV or movie.
god, that is difficult.
It
Quite
is.
a lot of good like cars out there.
That's true. Oh, fuck. You know what I should have done? I'm a dummy. Yeah, I should have done.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the Batmobile, but not like the Batmobile from like some of the earlier movies. I'm gonna go for the Batmobile from like the 2022 Batman film.
Oh,
That muscle car, that is fucking sick.
the Robin Pattinson one? Okay. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
alright.
that was awesome. It's so fucking
Oh,
good.
I would say that's probably the like the more realistic one, you know. Well, I mean, I guess unless we're counting the Adam West Batmobile, you know, from like the '60s.
You need to lose them. Use the power hop to get off
But yeah, it does look good. I will say that. But as huge of a Batman fan as I am, I'd still rather have a kid. No. Oh, stupid pole. Well, that was gonna look cool, but it was not meant to be.
has cargo bots waiting to
That
expect
damn
you.
hole.
Ah, damn stupid trees, stupid heroes.
Stupid tree mechanics.
All right. And what matters is we get there in the end. That's what counts.
We did it.
Let's check something real quick. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it,
What?
YouTube. YouTube
What
froze the chat on me. Damn you, YouTube. Why do you do this?
Oh,
Not,
oh my god.
all right, it's fine. I can catch up with chat. Sorry, chat. I wasn't ignoring you. Let's see. No way crystal meth flavored ice cream is illegal in Leonida. I don't know. It might be legal now. Back in the 80s,
Yeah.
it wasn't. That was a different time. That was Reagan and Nancy and the war on drugs and, you know, the Star Wars
they would-
program that Trump's ripping off.
They would never do drugs. They would never sell drugs.
Yeah. But Nancy was probably on
Oh,
a ton of pharmacy drugs, but whatever.
Oh, hi, Central and South America. What are you guys doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. See, Snake says, who would believe the simple box hill would outperform the Merryweathers? Well, it's Merryweather, Snake. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Map spreading. Yeah, it's sad. There's a lot of things like, you know, adding on your own or with at least a sheet of paper that's been lost. Most people rely on calculators these days.
Yeah.
So your physical copy of Precinct came with a map? That's nice. I'm surprised it actually came with a map, Vern. That's pretty cool. It's not something you see these days when it comes to physical copies of games.
Man, I just hope GTA 6's physical, like, you know, copies at least has a map. Like, because...
Probably the special
that's what
edition.
I like about the older. I guess the special edition.
The
but
base edition probably won't.
You know what? You might be onto something there, because I'm pretty sure the Milked edition didn't even come with a map.
I think wasn't the Milked edition was there ever like a physical version of the Milked edition, or maybe there was?
Yes,
No.
there are. PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay, I thought it was
I've
just straight
seen
up
physical
digital.
copies.
Okay, so it didn't come
I
with
don't you
anything.
can't get. I don't think so, at least.
Lame.
I mean, I have seen like a physical copy of the PS5 version of the Milked edition, because like I was at one of my friend's house and his girlfriend's got GTA 5 for the PS5, you know, physical.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's sad that they're doing that these days. And yet, here's what I think is really bullshit, is that they'll still charge you the same price for the digital version as the physical. It's like, wouldn't the digital version be cheaper because you're not having to have the box made with the plastic, the wood, the paper for the cover, or the materials for the disc, or the guide, when we used to have guides and maps. Like,
Oh,
I
miss that.
like, digital should be a discount. You should be like at least $10 or maybe $15. You know, no discount. That's how you know it's fucking greedy. It's ridiculous. Airwolf, yeah, Airwolf was really cool. Like I of course y'all know me. I like to use the Airwolf theme whenever I do my air tanks. I haven't, like, after many years of waiting, I finally did another one a few months ago. But you know what's sad is that helicopter ended up getting destroyed in real life because they sold it to be an ambulance helicopter, and then I think it crashed sometime later. So the actual Airwolf is sadly no longer around. Because after the show got canceled, the studio sold the helicopter to, I think it was a country in Europe or something, to like an ambulance service, and then I don't know how long it was between the time it was sold and put up, you know, as an air medic or whatever it's called. But I think it went into a storm or something, and then it crashed, and so everybody on board was killed, sadly. But the aircraft itself was destroyed. But yeah, I mean, I hope that we get for the base version of GTA 6, the physical version, you know, a map and a guide, which I doubt. I think if you buy the special or ultimate editions of 6, you'll probably get that. Those luxuries. Hell, you might not even get a disc for the base version. It may just be like this download bullshit now. It's like all you get is a box with a code.
I know like some of the recent cards have been doing that when it comes to their physical editions now. It's just, you just get a case with a download code and that's it.
Yeah, at that point, there's no point even bothering with physical anymore. That's why I'm kind of in the middle. Like, there are times when I just want to just digitally download the game because I want to play it at midnight whenever it launches. But there's times whenever I want to kind of... I'm not like Snake. I'm not a hardcore collector. But there, as you can tell behind me, there's a few physical games back there that I do have. Now if it was Snake, it would be probably piled... This entire room would be piled up with his collection. You wouldn't be able to escape this room. I might even be buried under it. Especially,
you have to like go through some like labyrinth fucking maze to get out of the room.
Yeah, because he has like 100. Well, he has like 100 PS4s or something.
Yeah, 500 PS5s, 600 Xbox 360s, 250 PS2s, about 3,000 PS1s.
Yeah.
One Atari, being careful. He doesn't want to, waste too much money.
And what's the other one he always talks about? The lesser known one, Colloquial Vision, or I keep forgetting that one. God, I forget that. I know
it was something to do with vision. I know what you're thinking.
I know what it looks like, but I keep forgetting the name of the damn thing. But he talks about it often. Other creators have been having the chat freeze, and meanwhile, bloody favoritism to Void Amy. She gets the new chat thing.
Oh, the XP thing.
Yeah, that they're rolling out. She gets it. Bloody favoritism. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but I'm sure I'll get it eventually, right? YouTube. So,
did you ever end up getting like the membership free gift?
Fuck no. They don't.
Bruh.
It's so weird. They let you have it, then they let Riley have it whenever she had members, and yet I never got it. But I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever. But so like what I'm talking about is Kane saw this yesterday during Amy's stream. So
yeah.
I guess they're trying to incentivize people to chat more in live chat. So they've created like this leaderboard. And the more you talk, the more XP you get, and the higher you can move up in the ranks in the leaderboard of the live chat. And then you can get a crown by your name for like top 3. What I don't understand is why is the crown purple? Why isn't it red? Doesn't purple remind y'all of a different streaming service? I don't know.
Like a certain streaming service that's in a spot of bother at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know why they would pick that color. I like purple.
Yeah.
I do like purple, okay? But YouTube, people do associate with colors, right? Red, most people think of YouTube. Purple, a different streaming service. And then green, don't get me started about the one that associates with the green.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
The green one. Yeah, that's another one that's in a fucking spot of bother too.
Yeah, Colloquial Vision, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Beardy.
Yeah, thanks FIB and Snake. Oh, Commodore 64. Okay. Well, my bad. Look, I was raised on Intellivision by my papaw, okay? So he was a gamer before I was. Either that or my uncle was, and my uncle just, like, when he went off to college, he just left his Intellivision and papaw just started playing on it. But then again, I was telling someone this the other day. Like, my grandfather was a gamer, like, even before video games. He liked playing card games and board games, because almost every card game and board game I play are because my papaw taught me. So, really, it's my papaw's fault that I'm a gamer. May he rest in peace. Sorry, papaw, it's your fault. I'm just kidding, by the way. I know. I was taught another thing, accept responsibility, you know. I know. But, you know, look, there's worse hobbies to get into, worse habits to have.
Yeah.
So it could have been worse.
Just be glad you're not a chronic gamer or gambler.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, Papa taught me about gambling too, and the important thing he taught me about gambling is the house always wins. And he went into great detail telling me about how the slot machines are rigged, even back in the day, how they would intentionally spoil the slot machines to where they'd only reward people every now and then just to give you the illusion to everyone else that people had a chance of winning. In other words, I learned quite a deal from my grandfather.
Yeah. God, you know, speaking of gambling the other night, so I'm playing with on GTA with Destiny and Bob, and you know we did a bit of filming for an upcoming video.
Okay.
In a long line of series, you know, that GB was a part of. You know, he was in episode 1 and 5.
Yay.
And you know, to celebrate us getting a certain character in Fortnite to admit the sequel trilogies was trash, me, Destiny, and Bob went to go gambling at the casino, and we just went to roulette and kept betting on red, and
Okay.
somehow we kept winning, except for one game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in this game, the programming is not perfect when it comes to the gambling mechanics.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between gambling in this game and then gambling in quote-unquote online gambling or real-life gambling. Because most of the time, you're not going to win. That's just a reality. Yep. And speaking of, like, you know, last week when I was doing really good on my predictions on the Xbox, where I predicted Yuji was going to get cigarettes and I predicted I was going to get the GB200. No relation, by the way. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to get a lottery ticket. I got a lottery ticket, and guess how much I won?
$0.00.
Yep. So there you go.
Oof.
So that's how it works. You think you're going to win, and you don't. That's how it goes most of the time in gambling.
Let's go gambling.
The only gambling I like doing are like either blackjack or like playing Texas Hold'em poker against other players, because at that point you're not playing against the house, you're playing against other people, and they have the casino does have a dealer there, and the casino is getting a cut, right? They get a nice little cut with each hand, and that's why they do it, right? Plus, they know that some of the poker players will go play on the other machines, like the slots or the roulette table. Not me. I just walk in and play poker for a few hours, and then I leave. Well, back when I used to do that. But even so, you'll notice that the dealer will always put a chip away. Like each hand, you know, every time they do a hand, you know, the casino gets a little piece of the pie. And those little pieces do add up. So, I guess you could say it's just the cost for, you know, going to the casino and actually sitting at a table and playing legit poker, you know.
Yeah. So
But
what side of the trucks are you going for?
which side do you want? Are you right leaning today or left leaning today?
I'm gonna be like Hassan Piker, a far left radical.
Okay.
And then get banned off of the site.
All right. I'll be Asmongold today. Okay. I'll be the Roach King.
Hells yeah.
Then we can make videos about each other and, you know, for the next eons. And God,
we don't care about each other, but we do because, you know, we're making videos with each other.
Look, I like it. I'll be honest, I like Asmongold way more than Hassan, but I'm at this point where I just want them both to stop. Just please stop, guys. Or just go get married or something, you know. If you're
Yeah.
but look, most of it's Hassan's fault because Asmongold would probably move on if Hassan just stopped bringing him up, you know. And
The satellite's showing
but it gets Hassan views by bringing him up, so that's why he keeps
Yeah.
doing it.
It's not just like, you know, Asmon he also brings up other people that he quote unquote
Oh, yeah.
doesn't care about, but he keeps bringing them up.
Yeah, he does.
Like fucking degenerate that guy is.
Yeah.
And again, his uncle is known for liking the animals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
guess it runs in the family, that degeneracy.
I mean, I don't know what he likes or doesn't like, and even if I mostly disagree with Hassan, it does also go with my philosophy. Like, I would fight to defend his right to freedom of speech, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Hassan would make up lies about me if I was big enough, like he does with
Yeah.
Asmongold. Because, like, I will admit something. I do watch Asmongold. I don't always agree with him, but I find him more agreeable than others, and he's not as bad as people claim he is. Because people will say the worst things about him, but if you watch him, most of the time when he says something, it's out of sarcasm. And someone that's sarcastic, you know when somebody's not being serious. Like, yeah, I'm this and that, and you know he's being sarcastic as fuck. But people will take that out of context. And Asmongold knows that people will do that, but he doesn't give a fuck. But then he'll go and he'll say, no, that's not how I actually feel. And he'll explain his point of view. Even if people are disagreeing with him in chat.
lost watercrafts are leaving the area.
But I mean, look, does Asmongold do himself any favors with his over-the-top sarcasm? Not really. Sometimes it... But I don't think he cares. I don't think he gives a shit about that. Because it doesn't affect him. That's why they call him the Roach King. He just, talks for a few hours, plays some video games, and he goes about his day, Meanwhile, people just get torn up about every little thing he says. Like, why? And most of you that get torn up about what he says, you don't even take the time to go actually watch the full context. And that's what really bothers me. Oh, because somebody you watch says these things about a person means that they're true, even if that person has been outed on numerous times of being dishonest and, well, outright lying about things. But, freedom of speech, I guess it gives you the right to lie, right?
Yeah. If politicians can lie, then why can't we?
Yeah, true. Maybe that's Hassan's end game. He wants to run for office one day. He's just practicing to be the best politician he can be. But like I said, despite the fact that I probably disagree with most of the things he talks about, I still would defend his right to say what he says. I just wish you would be... I wish you wouldn't be such a liar about things. Like, the times that Asmongold has said things that he falsely accuses him of saying, the things that Asmongold has said that are true, that Hassan lies about, that's what bothers me, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I got stumbled in my
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, I get that.
But like I said, there's plenty of times when Asmongold says something, I'm like, what? But, whatever, people have a right to their opinions. But there's it's just, I don't get it. That's why I try. Look, I don't like drama, but I find drama to be addictive in a way. Like, you can find yourself like
Yeah.
being drawn to it. But that's why I stay out of drama with people I know. Because I can give you my opinion about Hassan, and I know he's not going to punch down on me, because that only makes him look bad, and that only makes me look good. You think he cares about my existence? Of course not. And
He's just chilling in his $1 billion mansion, just
Yeah.
watching slop on his stream.
pretty much.
He's at least making money.
Yeah, good for him.
I guess good for him. He
And-
lives in a mansion.
But
Cool, bro.
but don't worry,
What a
Twitch.
socialist.
Yeah, Twitch comes down really hard on him. They punish him for like a day, when others would get punished for like months or completely banned off the platform. Oh, and they also make him birthday cakes and sing him happy birthday. So there is no favoritism at Twitch. There's no double standards. Everybody's expected to follow the same rules and be punished accordingly.
Yeah.
So my gripe in that case is not really with Hassan, but it's with Twitch. It's like, come on, Twitch. If somebody does something that violates your rules, it doesn't matter how big they are, whether you like them or not. Rules are supposed to be the fucking rules. Either they apply for everybody or they don't apply for anyone. I just get sick and tired of the fucking double standard, you know? It's the same thing for YouTube. I think YouTube's better about that. At least they seem better about it. Like, when somebody violates YouTube rules, it doesn't matter. They usually get punished.
It's not been as bad as it used to be, I'll say that.
Yeah.
You know, like, it used to be really bad, like, back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think they've gotten a lot better. I mean, they still have a long way to go, but
Yeah.
it's miles better compared to how it was, let's say, in 2017, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. Those were bad times on YouTube.
Yeah.
So-
The apocalypse.
Yeah. So to YouTube's credit, YouTube's much better
sorry
off.
for content creators back then.
Yeah. Fun times. I'm just grateful that I don't need this to survive. Let's just say that. I just do this because I enjoy doing it. And any money I do make is just basically part-time money. You know, it's just a bonus.
Yeah. Same for me. I mean, hell, there's a reason why I left the radio on in the Vice City streams.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the money. I want to play the game in its full glory.
Yeah, you just want to experience it, you know.
I mean, literally, I'm considering, like, literally playing Pushes to the Limit during the final mission of the game, because it literally feels like that should be fucking playing.
I mean, you come this
the final
far.
mission.
I mean, why not? See, Snake says, I once read casino machines get back maximum 40%. 40%, I doubt that.
40%.
Oh, no. I think, look, they've been doing this thing for a long time when it comes to slot machines and roulette tables. They know the statistics like the back of their hand. They know they have to give out a certain portion of money in order to give the illusion that there's a chance for everybody else to win. And that way you get more suckers to come in and throw their money at the slots and the roulette tables and, you know, walk away with nothing. Not even their car or their home.
No.
But, yeah, gambling is a serious problem. And, you know, I'm completely against online gambling. But at the same time, you know, I do believe in people's choices, right? Freedom of choice to make good and bad decisions. That's something that we all have to do as adults. I've made my fair share of bad decisions, you know, that I've had to live with and learn from. Like when I had a drinking problem about a decade ago. You know, that's why I don't drink anymore. Because I like the hard cider a little too much. And I can't drink anyways because of my liver, so I have to be extra vigilant. But once again, I don't blame anybody for that. I'm the one who bought the beverages at the store. I wasn't forced to. Like, the hard cider company didn't come to my door and force me at gunpoint. Say, all right, you're going to go buy these booze and drink, or else you're going to get it, or your loved ones are going to get it. No,
Yeah.
I made that choice. And more people need to start accepting that responsibility for the stupid things we all do. I mean, there are things that happen in our lives that are beyond our control that we end up suffering for. But there's also a lot of things that happen in our lives, good and bad, that's because of decisions we made, right? Like, we're all quick to flex and brag whenever something good goes our way from making the right decisions. But you're so quick to blame everybody else. I'm not saying anybody specifically here. I'm just saying people in general are so quick to blame everything else except for themselves when one of their bad decisions blows up in their face.
Yeah.
I just wish more people would just be responsible and just accept, like, yeah, that was on me. I made a bad choice. Even if the circumstances are bad, right? Because not everybody's born a criminal. Like, not everybody chooses to, like, rob people or become home invaders. There's circumstances that ultimately lead them to that choice. But I feel like they made choices along the way that could have ended up better for them. where they might not become a criminal. But whatever the case may be, a lot of them want to blame everything else except for themselves for whenever they get caught. Yeah, sorry, Cam. What were you gonna say?
Like I like for that kind of stuff, I don't really believe in like bad people. I just believe in bad choices, you know. Like for that kind of situation.
Yeah, I agree. And to various degrees, everybody's guilty of it. We've all made bad decisions in our life that led to a bad outcome. Hopefully, for most of us, it's something that we can, you know, get past and learn from and do better and have some sort of redemption. Others, unfortunately, you know, they end up doing way worse.
Yeah, they go further down, you know, the fucking rabbit hole into Wonderland.
Yeah.
Or bad Wonderland in this situation.
Yeah, exactly. But, people. But, anyways, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Sorry that we're talking politics and drama, but I'm trying to think of something else to discuss.
I guess, you know, to lighten the mood. So what game ideas do you have planned for Sunday? Like, you know,
Well,
you mentioned like a ball earlier in the
well,
stream.
speaking of cards and gambling, I'm thinking about playing Botero. What is it? Is that the name of the game?
Oh, Bloodcharo?
Yeah, that game, the card game, the one that nearly won Game of the Year. Because it's free on PlayStation Plus. Well, for a few more days, and I added it to the library.
It's free until Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about either playing that or doing more Skull and Bones Death Tides. So I haven't really decided which one I'd rather do, but maybe.
Quick question regarding like Skull and Bones. When's that supposed to be coming to like PS Plus? You know, not obviously standard PS Plus, but like the
extra
stuff.
Yeah, it's coming, I think, on June 2nd. I think that's Monday, so I think it's coming on Monday.
Okay.
So if you happen to have PS Plus Extra, then you'll be able to get Skull and Bones.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I've had that for
Okay,
a few
cool.
years now.
Nice.
So I might cop it. I mean, obviously I might as well because it's free.
Yeah. But I've been enjoying Dev Tides. I mean, they actually spent time, like, I guess, listening to feedback from the community they had testing it, right? The creator community. And the one thing I did learn during the live stream, you know, thanks to Samurai, is that I had to, you know, switch the setting from, like, crossplay off to crossplay on. And once I did that, I actually was getting into matches.
Nice.
I guess the only negative thing I would have to say about Dev Tides is it's only technically, I mean, there's 4 maps, right? There's 4 maps, but there's only 2 modes. The, you know, capture the flag mode or capture the point mode, and then deathmatch. And obviously more players prefer capture the flag. That's just a given, right? Like for most games like that, like whether it's a Battlefield game or any game that happens to capture the flag. It's more interesting to go in fighting as 2 fleets against each other, capturing points. It's just unfortunate that there's like not an additional mode. I don't know what that additional mode would be. So I can see how
Free for all would be a good one, you know, where it's like everyone against each other.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, like just a straight up death match. Yeah. Yeah, because we have team deathmatch, but there's not like just a straight up deathmatch. And I wish there was. Then it would be kind of funny just to have ships just fighting and killing each other like not exactly like a battle royale, but you know, that's basically where the idea from battle royale came from, right? From death matches. But then somebody had the idea, well, what if you didn't respawn? What if you only had 1 life to live? And that's where we got battle royales.
You want to take the truck and I'll take the buzzer that's nearby.
Alrighty.
If I can.
I'll take the ground, you take the air.
Yeah.
Alright.
This one's for Riley. I hope we can make her proud with this buzzard skills.
Go for it. Oh, speaking of Kit, I got Kit in the back of the truck.
I came back.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm thinking about either Dev Tides, the new PvP mode in Skull and Bones tomorrow, or I may just do a chill stream and just try out Botero because I've been kind of curious about Botero, so we might do that tomorrow. I'll probably put up a poll. You think those are two good options, or do you think I need to add a third option, or just two?
I mean, I'd be down to play Balatro because I mean, like I've seen a few streamers play it and it looks pretty fun because obviously it's cards. Of course, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know there's different rules to it that I'll have to learn as I play, but that's part of the fun, learning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I may do that. So at the very least, I'm going to put a poll up because you know me, I like to, for better or worse, I like to leave it up to. In situations like this, I like to see what the audience wants.
Yeah.
But I could go either way. I could play 2 or 3 hours of Death Tides. I could play 2 or 3 hours of trying out this card game.
Yeah.
And especially since I'm done with the main story of the precinct, I can. And while I'm waiting for Mind's Eye, I might as well do something.
How was Precinct anyway?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was made by a small studio, so it's not perfect. I mean, what game is, but I enjoyed it. The main story is all right. It's a short game for the most part. The loop is what most people like, where you're just being a cop, either doing like foot patrol or like driving around in a police car or going into the helicopter and doing stuff in the helicopter. But it's like one of the worst cities in the world because there's always crime fucking happening. And one of the things that annoys me is that you'll be responding to one crime and then all of a sudden another crime just happens to pop up nearby. And that's one thing I think they need to tweak is when you're answering like to like a crime in progress, then no other crime should pop up. I know that's not realistic in real life, but it does get a little distracting when you're trying to go over to like an assault, right? And then all of a sudden a mugging happens right beside you, or shootout.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, this is insane because I'm trying to get over here, but this thing's happening. And then sometimes you'll accidentally respond to it because you're just in the heat of the moment. And like, I guess your reptile brain's what's running at the moment when you're doing this. And you're like, damn it, game, I'm trying to focus on one crime at a time, please. But, I mean, I did enjoy playing it. And it has a pretty fun loop. Plus, you can rank up your character and get abilities with upgrade points. And then you unlock weapons. You unlock different vehicles. But to be honest, most of the vehicles that you unlock, most of the police vehicles, aren't very good. So I just keep the regular squad car. I haven't gotten to rank 20 yet, but at rank 20, you get like a muscle car. So that's probably like, it's like the squad car and then the muscle car. Everything else in between is just like extra. Not really necessary, but I'm going to step away for a moment, Kane. So I'll let you promote your channel. And if y'all are enjoying the stream, leave a like. But before I step away, let me make sure the live chat's actually behaving.
Let me check for mine as well.
Yeah, it's behaving for once. Okay. All right.
Thank God.
Well, I got paranoid earlier because like the chat stopped moving. I'm like, well, did people just stop talking? Like, no, it was just the live chat. But anyways, if you're all enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a like, and I'll be right back.
Alright. So, for those that are interested, currently on my channel, I'm doing a Let's Play on GTA Vice City. We're currently pretty much near the end of the game, which is, I'm surprised that I've already gotten to the end, like, in a short amount of time. I think, yeah, the next episode will definitely be the final episode. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do afterwards. It'll probably be similar to what GB's planning on doing, Mind's Eye. So I'll probably be doing that soon. So hopefully that'll be good. For better or worse, Mind's Eye will be up next. I also have some videos planned. Specifically a fan favorite series of mine on the channel that's coming back. Well, at least a new video in that series that's coming. So that'll be pretty fun. And I'll probably also stream the Dead by Daylight FNAF update as well when that releases. I believe that's also on the same day as the new slated like GTA Online updates. They're supposed to also re-releasing next month.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I guess we'll.
So I've just remembered something.
Okay.
My friend, Mr. GB.
Okay.
So, obviously, we know about the slated release date for the new update for GTA Online, which is the 17th.
Yar.
You want to know what's also releasing on the 17th?
What would that be?
Five Nights at Freddy's at Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah,
So,
that too.
yay.
Yeah,
That's
you know, Riley never got to actually be the killer. She sat in queue forever in PTB, but it never would pop up.
oh,
Yeah. So that kind of sucks. We do talk about that and her opinion about the PTB from what she's been watching a lot of videos about it, and her opinion about Springtrap and Springtrap's current form, and the vlog. So that's a shameless plug for the vlog. But overall, I feel like, and I'm not a huge FNAF fan. I'll ask your opinion in a minute. But you know, I become a fan because of Riley and because of you and others. I feel like they could have done more with Springtrap. Like the jump scare factor. I think that's
I
something
definitely agree
that's
about
missing.
the jump scares. I feel like they could have been a lot more scarier. And not only that, but I like the idea that you mentioned on Twitter
Yeah.
about like placing phantoms around the map.
Yeah, phantom traps or something. You know, like animatronic
Yeah, because
from FNAF 3.
Because that would have, sort of made sense. Because I mean, that does happen in FNAF 3. But I think in FNAF 3, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was more because of the ventilation and I think gassy stuff that was in the. I don't know. It was something to do with the ventilation on why the security guard in FNAF 3 was like hallucinating and seeing the phantoms.
It's coming at you.
Yeah, no, but it's. I mean, it would still work in Dead by Daylight,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, like I didn't mean like for it to come across me there like bashing the idea.
No, I
I
know.
was just saying like in the lore reason was like the ventilation gas or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm hoping that they're taking the feedback because I think a lot of people have that opinion. Now, look, there are definitely those that are glazing. And I think that's just like the honeymoon phase. But I do feel like Springtrap needs something else.
Yeah.
Man, I like the look of Springtrap. I like the fact they actually, like, not only do they have Matthew Lillard voicing the movie version of Springtrap, they also have the voice actor that's voicing like the video game version. So that's cool. But the look is amazing. It looks like Springtrap, right? So they did a good job with that.
And even like the what was it? The Prestige skin. I think is it Prestige 6 or
The bloodied skin, yeah.
Yeah, that basically that skin, yeah.
Yeah, it
that
looks
one
good.
Also looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, it looks really good.
First up, you're collecting
And then some of the other skins that are coming look okay. There's a lot of people excited about what the glitch trap one from Help Wanted, right? I think is it glitch trap? I think it's glitch trap.
I think so.
Like Riley doesn't really care for the clown one, like clown trap or whatever it's called. The one where it looks like a clown rabbit or something. I've never seen that one before.
I've not seen that skin yet. I've
Okay.
only seen like as you mentioned like
Yeah.
the default skin, the Prestige skin, the movie skin, and obviously the Help Wanted skin. Those are the only ones I've seen so far.
Yeah. And then there's the Matthew Lillard skin in it. And it's cool that Matthew Lillard is voicing that version of Springtrap. I hope that his version also comes with the mask, so you can wear the mask, because in the promotional art and like little short video, it just shows him without the mask. But I'm hoping that that's just an option. Like you have the option to either wear it or not wear it.
Yeah.
But I do like Matthew Lillard. From Scream to the live action Scooby-Doo movies. He's a good guy. I like him.
Oh man, I fucking loved him as Shaggy in that movie.
Yeah. I didn't think it could be done, but he actually pulls off a live action Shaggy. And it easily has the best Velma. It's sad.
Oh.
It's sad when Velma's actually hotter.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, Velma's actually hotter than Daphne for once. It's so funny. Like, I'm not the biggest Michelle Gellar fan. It's just hilarious. I mean, I'm sure the two actresses are probably friends in real life or whatever, but like being upstaged by Daphne, like, Like, wow, dude. They really went there. Like, oh yeah, in this version, Velma's the hot one, and Daphne's the okay one, at best. And
What's that one meme? I mean, she's alright.
yeah. Yeah. Then I think that's where.
Fucking, where it's like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, and I think that's where like what Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze met on the set because he played Fred. And that, yeah, they've been married for a few years, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
And then we got fucking Rowan Atkinson as like the main villain until it's the real villain's revealed.
Yeah. Oh, Scrappy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, even when I was a kid, most people didn't care for Scrappy. I mean, I guess they were feeling that. They're like, yeah, you know, since people don't like Scrappy, let's just make him the villain.
There we go.
Get you back here. Shit. I'll cover you while you're doing that. Oh, he's up. I'm gonna try to cover you.
God, it's the old animation. Oh, I hate the old grabbing loot animation. You know, Kai Preco has really spoiled me when it comes to like the looting in this game.
Yeah. Right. Did you get it?
But if you want to loot this batch, I'll cover you here.
Okay, let me do it.
Plus I got the CEO circle, so you'll infinitely regain health.
Okay. See, Intellivision, ColecoVision, Amstrad, CPC, Commodore, Atari, 400, 800. Jeez, dude, you're just flexing, aren't you? You're just flexing, Snake. Behold my amazing video game knowledge!
You know, I'm happy with my one PS2, Snake. You and your 400 of them. Yeah, good for you, buddy. Oh, I like my PS2 anyway.
I mean, I also have Intellivision Lives, but it was for, I think, Xbox. So, because, you know, like I said, I was brought up on Intellivision by my grandfather. Even though Intellivision lost that console war. That was like the first console war. It was between Intellivision and Atari.
Alright, let's go.
Back in the ancient times. Console war. Console war never changes. Someone should do that. Like, someone should do that. Like get all serious with the Fallout music, and then just start with Atari versus Intellivision, then just keep like going through the generations of the different consoles, like Nintendo versus Sega, and then PlayStation versus Xbox.
Then we get to where we are now, where it's like Nintendo, Xbox, like Sony, and fucking PC.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like PS5, great console, but it has no games. Oh man.
Yeah. It never ends. Well, until all of the Xbox games are on PlayStation, then it's over.
Yeah.
Which appears to be happening.
Yeah.
Like, don't be surprised if Flight Sim 2024 ends up on PlayStation in the near future.
Yeah.
But
they say like Starfield's also coming to PS5
Yeah.
as well.
Yay.
Oh,
Look,
man.
I don't give a fuck. I want Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
I played Starfield. I endured that pain. I just want Elder Scrolls 6, damn it.
Oh, man.
Those streams were not enjoyable. Plus, we had some whiny nonsense going on in chat, if I remember correctly. I don't know what that... There was some... I forgot what that fucking shit was about, but it was fucking... but it was, you know, added to the fact that... I guess I'll go after these.
Alright. Oh, coming out. Oh, shit!
Oh, shoot. But yeah, I did not enjoy my time in Starfield. I really did not.
Yeah, it didn't look that fun. Which sucks, because I like the concept of, like, flying to all these different planets, and not just that, but also flying to all the planets in our solar system, because
Yeah,
But
but
if I was to get the game, my idea would be I'm just gonna fly to fucking Pluto and just sell space weed there. If I
there,
could, but
there
I
you
don't.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, but Earth is literally dead, so it's kind of pointless. It's just a
So
barren.
it's basically just Venus, but
Yeah,
our planet.
yeah, because I guess, long story short, we didn't treat it so well. Like, gee, thank you, Bethesda. I mean, you could have at least given us some sort of optimistic future for Earth. I don't think Earth would end up that bad. I mean, if we somehow make it to space travel, I think the Earth would probably end up surviving. No, I don't want to be on this fucking game.
I'll stop so you can move.
The fuck game? What are you doing?
Get in quick!
All right, let's get out of here.
We gotta collect more of the booger sugar.
Yay, so much fun. I guess we can't call Lester, can we?
Sadly, no.
Of course. The console will only stop when all games are on Game Pass. See, that's Microsoft's insidious plan. They lose the war to lose the battle to win the war. Where Game Pass is everywhere, and it doesn't matter where you go, you have to go through Game Pass.
But remember that ad campaign from like last year, like where they were saying like, "Oh yeah, this is an Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
This is an Xbox."
See, we thought that was funny last year, but in the future it won't be.
It's fucking true.
I don't understand this. What they do to their own games by putting things automatically day one on Game Pass. It's like I think Doom Dark Ages seriously got hurt, right, sale wise, because it's on Game Pass. Like, it probably would have actually sold better if they wouldn't have done that. And so many other games they do that too. It's like, why are you sabotaging your own studios and your own sales?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, why not give it a few months and then put it on Game Pass? Like, 3 months. Like, 3 months, then 3 months later, then you add it to Game Pass. That way you get most of your sales out of the way, Microsoft. But they're just, and then they punish their own studios, like they punished Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, they shut down because of like the lack of sales.
Yeah, but it couldn't get sales if it was day one on Game Pass, and that's where everybody was playing it. You were stacking the deck against them. But I mean, I think they listened to the outrage and they actually saved the studio, which was good. But I mean, that's in hindsight. Well, they should have never shut the studio down to begin with, because, you know, they actually made a fun game and people enjoyed it. But I mean, yeah, you're not going to sell copies of the game if people on Game Pass can just play it on Game Pass. I don't think they understand how this works.
Okay.
Well, you just didn't sell enough copies. Well, no shit.
Gee, I wonder why, like, Microsoft. It's not like you fucking put the damn thing on Game Pass on launch.
Yeah. No, get in the shotgun. You're not sitting in the back, you fool.
Yeah.
You fool! You fool!
You damn fool!
Alright, let's go. But I hope everybody's having a good weekend. We appreciate you all watching us talk about random nonsense and playing GTA. If there's anything any of you want to bring up topic-wise or ask us, feel free in the live chat. And while you're at it, don't forget later, you can watch the May 2025 vlog with Riley and me, where we talk about all sorts of things. And I'll also have a poll up for y'all to vote in, probably after the stream's over. I think I got it.
I love democracy.
Yeah.
I love the Republic.
Yeah. So, I got a question for everybody. Is there a summer movie anyone going to go watch? Anything that piques your interest? Kane? Anything at all? Or no?
That depends. Like, what is in the
All right.
theaters?
Off the top of my head, we got Superman coming. We got Jurassic World Rebirth
all right,
coming.
now you remind me of Superman. Yeah, that's definitely one thing I'm going to watch. It's a new Superman movie.
I'm kind of
Anything
concerned.
else?
Well, Jurassic World Rebirth. So,
Okay.
also concerned. But, yeah, so with Superman, I've heard that rumors that James Gunn has not locked in the final version of the movie because of negative feedback from tests. And I think allegedly they're going to be working on it till like this Friday, because you have to get it done by a certain time in order to get it like printed and shipped off to the theaters in time for, it to, premiere. The fact that it's literally almost to the stroke of midnight that they have yet to finalize the movie version is not good. I just feel like they have too many characters. Like, it should be simple. About Superman, Lois, Jimmy, Ma and Pa Kent, Lex Luthor, maybe Mercy,
Okay.
I mean,
I've been keeping away from like spoilers regarding the movie, so I've not really watched much of the trailers. Like, so who is the possible villain like that's going to be in it?
I have also stayed away from that because I watched the first trailer. I stayed away from anything else because I don't really want to know who the villain is. But I do know that you have Hot Girl, and you have one of the Green Lanterns, not Hal Jordan, but Guy Gardner. Mm-hmm. So you got Guy Gardner. I forgot was it? Is it Nathan Fallon is playing him? I think is it him or I think it's him. But anyways, so you got them. You got the dude Metamorpho. Yeah, I think it's Metamorpho. He's like a lesser known like DC hero. So I guess that'll involve Stag because Stag was responsible for turning him into Metamorpho. So you got Stag, you got Lex Luthor. You also have Crypto. I like cute. Crypto's cute. I like Crypto. Cute dog. Maybe it doesn't look like the comic version of Crypto, but it's a dog, so it's fine.
Plus 1 point already because it's a dog.
Exactly. But everything else, I've been trying to stay away from it.
Okay.
But I've just feedback that I've been reading, like from the people that, the test audience,
Right.
And like, I know years ago James Gunn mentioned something back in his Marvel days about how he didn't really understand Superman or something like that. So maybe James, you should have hired somebody that did to write the script.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. If you're having trouble,
to write the script or something, or someone that understands the character. There you go.
Yeah, and look, it's unfortunate that they didn't bring back Henry Cavill. I know some people like him, some people don't. Whatever. But I'm willing to give the new guy a chance, and the actress that's playing Lois a chance, and the actress playing Lex Luthor a chance. But you gotta give him a good script, right? And I think in order to do that, you have to bring in somebody that knows a thing or two about Superman and Superman lore. And understands Superman. And I think that might be the problem, because I think one of the gripes that people have is it feels too much like a goofy James Gunn movie. And Superman fans don't really like that too much. I mean, there's some funny moments with Superman. He definitely has a sense of humor. But is it to the same level of like wackiness of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I wouldn't say so.
No. He's a different character entirely. It's like he's the superhero. Like, if you can't get Superman right, if this movie busts, then James Gunn might as well resign as head of the DC studios, right? Either you get this right or just walk away into obscurity. That's how I feel.
You could always make Guardians of the Galaxy 4.
There you go. I think, isn't that one of the conditions that some of them have mentioned, like Chris Pratt has said he'd only come back if James Gunn was involved?
I think so.
I mean, for the record, I don't think we need a Guardians 4 because we kind of got the story wrapped up more or less with the 3 movies. But even then, I wasn't the biggest Guardians fan. I still think the first one's the best one, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I did like Rocket. I did like Drax. Those are probably my 2 favorite characters because they were just so funny. And you get emotionally tied to Rocket Raccoon in the 3rd movie, so I'll admit that. But man, imagine being Vin Diesel and getting paid to just say I'm Groot. And then they use a voice, and I think they use a voice. I could be wrong. Maybe he actually is doing the voice. I never went that far to investigate it, but is it actually him just literally like using voice acting skills, which I didn't realize he had, to sound like that, or is it like them just using some sort of voice changer in the editing bay?
I honestly don't know.
Me either.
It'd be funny if he's actually like doing the voice.
If he is, then
credit.
my props to you, Vin Diesel, because I didn't know you had that ability.
Let me know what you need.
Yeah, I just know him as the guy who says family in
Yeah.
the fucking Fast and Furious films.
Exactly. First time I saw him was in what, Pitch Black? That movie was okay. It had Claudia Black in it. Like that was like her first movie, or that was she was in. Like, well, she was getting more popular because of Farscape, but that was like her first movie role, I think. But then she became pretty popular over the years, and of course, a lot of people know her from the Nathan Drake games. Yeah. But yeah, Riddick. That was his character's name, Riddick. Like before he became famous as Dom. Before Dom, he was Riddick.
I know he was in Saving Private Ryan. Like
Yeah,
5 minutes.
yeah. I mean that was like an ensemble, you know. So
Yeah.
not as memorable as say Tom Hanks's performance,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
but still, I mean, he did okay enough because people don't sit out here going like, oh, except for this one actor who did a horrible job. People don't really say that about his character.
Yeah.
I thought he did okay in Saving Private
Yeah, I
Ryan.
just remember him for like being in the movie for like what 5 minutes or something, and then
Yeah.
just fucking off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those roles where you go back and you watch and like, oh, yeah, there he is. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that happens in a lot of movies. Like Viggo Mortensen, right? The first time I ever saw Viggo Mortensen was in Crimson Tide, and most of the focus of the movie is on Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington, right? But there's other really good actors involved in the movie too. But then you go back years later after watching Lord of the Rings, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's Viggo. He's there. No way.
I know that guy.
It's Aragorn. Before he was Aragorn.
Go to Beaker's garage to
And then something I did not know.
You're going to take out a
Jenna Ortega
export business for a client.
was in Iron Man 3.
Coast.
She was the granddaughter of the vice president.
Damn.
Like I did not know that until like a month ago when I looked it up. Just randomly popped up. Right, I'm like, what?
I didn't know that either.
And
Holy shit.
Then I looked at the image, like, yeah, I can see it. I can see that being a younger Jenna Ortega. Okay, I see it. But then you don't think anything about it, right? And then years later, you're like, oh yeah, Jenna Ortega's pretty awesome. And then you're like, yeah, you know, she was a kid in this one movie. Like, you're looking over your shoulder for Chris Hansen.
Sorry. Chris, it's not what it looks like, I swear.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like Natalie Portman back in the day, because Natalie Portman and I are the same age, so she was a teenager when she first debuted, and so as a fellow teenager, watching another teenager on the big screen, you know, of course I had a little crush on her back in the day. Like, now that would,
as well.
you know, from this point of view, that would be disgusting, right? Of course, absolutely. But I don't think there's any harm in a teenager crushing on a teenage movie star, right?
Yeah.
So,
I
in
agree
that
with
case, but going an adult on a teen, oh, no, do not do that. You will get in big trouble.
No, senor, no. Hey.
Yeah. But that's
no
what,
nonsense up in here.
but see, and that's one reason why I never really got into Drew Barrymore, because I still remember her from E.T. and Firestarter. Because it went too far back. Because I remember when she was just a child and I was a child. And I never really thought anything about, like, oh, she's just a little kid. I can't help it. When I see Drew Barrymore, even though she's been in other stuff since then, like the first Scream movie, and she was in Charlie's Angels, and she was in Santa Clarita Diet with, what's his name? He's a really good actor. He was in Deadwood. He was also in Mandalorian. He played the Marshal. I really like him as Timothy Oliphant. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, Drew Barrymore, Timothy Oliphant were freaking hilarious in Santa Clarita Diet. But I still can't stop thinking about her when she was a kid. So, even if they try to make her sexy, and, you know, throughout the years they've, you know, like in Scream and some other stuff like Charlie's Angels, I just can't get past it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm sorry. I just think of her when she's just when she's a kid. I'm sorry. I just no.
Yeah.
But
It just scares the men.
it does. Yeah. Plus, and to be fair, in Scream, I was having a little bit of a thing for Courtney Cox in that time period. Okay, so there. So she was already being overshadowed in Scream by my simping for Courtney Cox back when she was on Friends. That was a teenager. It's okay to admit to it. Yeah. I don't know if simping is right. I think it's just crushing, right? Because you're just crushing over somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sipping would imply that you mentally think, oh yeah, I actually have an attachment to this person,
Exactly.
so they have no idea.
Yeah, like, I know that Courtney Cox and Natalie Portman don't know who the fuck I am and probably don't care. That's fine.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm technically married now, and I'm in love with Riley, and I'm happy to be with Riley. I'm just talking about from that time period, from the person I was back then, right? Like, even back then, I knew I didn't have a chance with Courtney Cox or Natalie Portman or, you know, any other star that you see on the big screen or the TV, and you're like, ooh, hello. Like, most of us know that you don't. It's just the wacky stalker types that think they have a chance. Like,
Yeah.
Newsflash, you don't. Sorry. None of us do, buddy. Unless you end up being filthy rich and you just happen to get into the right circles, right? And she just happens to be available. And somehow you come across as charming. But if you're showing off the creep factor, then she's probably going to be getting her security guards on your ass. No, I died.
Yeah.
Damn it. That pole did not save me. Sorry.
It's all good.
Fuck. God damn it. We went all this time about dying.
Hey, that's impressive. We did all like the first 7 missions with no deaths. So hey, I think we did good.
But what's really weird is going back to like old movie stars like Shirley Temple, even though they're long gone, and you can respect that they're attractive, right? And they had some aura to them. They're long gone, but you can at least say, hey, you know, Shirley Temple was pretty hot, or Betty May Page, or you know, some others from back in the day. It's just so crazy. Like some of the like older actors today, all you see them as is old, and you go back and you look at how they look back in like the 60s and 70s and some in the 80s. You're like, damn, they weren't bad.
She kind of bad though.
Yeah, and there's some dudes like that, and then some dudes just let themselves go, and you're like, what the fuck happened to you, buddy? And then there's Tom Cruise, who's immortal, clearly.
Yeah.
Like he's hot in the 80s, and he's hot now in 2025. Like, what the fuck, Tom?
If anything, that man's getting younger.
He made a comment about Keanu Reeves, about how he enjoyed watching like Keanu's like earlier movies when he was younger. It's like, Tom, what are you talking about?
Wait.
You're older than Keanu Reeves. Like, a lot of people joke about Keanu Reeves not getting older, but no, sir. You're the one that's not aging. And you're the one jumping out of airplanes and just with a big old smile on your face, having a good time. It's like, I'm
like stunts, like didn't he in that the fucking Mission Impossible, like that one stunt where he's like jumping on an actual like biplane.
Dude, he always does his own stunts. He's always done that.
Fucking respectable, man.
I think he's immortal. I think he's fucking immortal. I think he does it because he knows he's not gonna fucking die. He's like, I ain't dying. Well, what? So what? I ain't dying. So what? Big deal.
Maybe Scientology gave him some gift of like fucking immortality.
Yeah, maybe Xanu blessed him or some shit, or Elon, or Elron. No, Elron, not Elon. Elron.
Elon, Elron, same guy.
Yeah. Okay, let's try not to die this time, GB.
That's in the water.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay, get up here. Kill this fucker. All right, he's dead. See, I think the problem is one of the fuckers just spawned on me last time. And
oh yeah.
I didn't have a chance to kill them before they got me.
classic GTA Online, the enemies like spawning out of thin fucking air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Tom Cruise does to keep himself looking as good as he does look. But damn, dude.
And he's aged well. That's
Yeah.
for damn sure.
Because there's plenty of like actors that look good, and they age and they still look good, but they're clearly older. But for some reason, Tom Cruise, I mean, yeah, he does. I mean, if you put him side by side of how he looked like in, like, what, Legend and the first Top Gun movie and Days of Thunder, well, yeah, I mean, he does look older, clearly, but it's like he's found a way to slow down the aging process somehow. Like, he has some sort of trick. Like, you know what? I took the old clock and I slowed that bitch down.
Oh. So you're driving. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll get on the gun.
Okay. And then there's some people that just age very, very badly.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I think there's a wide variety of factors. I think a lot of it has to do with how you take care of yourself. Like, a lot of people don't realize I'm as old as I am. They're like, wow, you're that old? Like, yeah. It's like, yeah, because I stopped drinking like a decade ago, and I'm trying to eat healthy for the most part. Not perfect, but I do try. And I don't smoke the cigarettes or I don't do the hard drugs. No. Hold on.
It's all good. I'm holding on for dear life.
Okay. Botox, TTV. You think it was Botox? It could be both. I don't think it's as simple as Botox when it comes to Tom Cruise. I think something else is going on there. Whether it's really good genetics or something a little more sus, or maybe just an incredibly good diet that he can afford because he's wealthy as hell. So,
Like, going back to like celebrities of age. Well, I mean, fucking on the phone. That's another good one. Guy's like nearly is he 70? I think now.
Yeah.
He still looks good.
yeah. Well, I would say William Dafoe has an acquired taste when it comes to his looks.
Hey, he's a good-looking man. I'll say that.
I think he's a great guy, and I think he's a good actor. But
I crush on. I stand the Defoes. I stand the Green Goblin.
That's fine. I don't know if he's not what you would consider to be traditionally attractive. Let's just say that. But William Dafoe. But to be fair, William Dafoe is a phenomenal actor, and so then he has the charisma, right? So that definitely carries over the day, So it's more than just looks. But I also do like William Dafoe.
You might be in the clear. Get to drop
Alright.
off and secure a serve will take it
Let's
from there. Good work out there.
wrap this up without dying again. There we go. What the fuck you do that for?
I didn't mean to jump off. I thought like it would automatically stop you when you hit the checkpoint because it does that sometimes in missions.
Okay.
It just kept going.
So some people just have good. Yeah, I think some people do have I think some people do have good genetics that stack the deck in their favor. But I also think about Theodore Roosevelt, who didn't exactly get off to a good start in life. He was bedridden when he was young, but he was determined to get out of that bed and get healthier, and so he did. It took time and a lot of effort and determination, but look what happened to Theodore Roosevelt. He became one of the greatest American presidents.
Like, that man's got a true set of steel bollocks. That man does.
Yeah, he's the man that Trump dreams about being.
Yeah.
Trump imagines himself to be Theodore Roosevelt, but he's not.
Yeah.
He also had a baby
Sorry,
face.
Donnie.
Yeah, the baby face definitely has helped Tom Cruise, right? He still has the face, he has an attractive face. And he's taking good care of that face, and so it helps physically, even if it's clear that he's older than he was in the 80s and 90s. So that as long as you take care of yourself, you know, and you eat right. And I think, like I said a moment ago, I think Tom Cruise also is a health nut. He takes care of himself physically. In order to do those stunts he does, yeah, he has to be in the best shape. Yeah. But he probably doesn't really drink. He probably doesn't do drugs. And over time, celebrities that get into drugs and alcohol, well, it takes a toll on them in a lot of ways, including physically. I've seen plenty of examples of like this actor, actress at this point in their life, and then hard drugs and alcohol a decade or a couple decades later, and you're like, is that even the same person?
Yeah. You can tell which celebrities is the junkie out of a group.
Yeah.
If you just look by the face.
Yeah, and a lot of them don't end up being around too long. Because
yeah.
The truth is, these studios don't want to work with people like that because they're too much of a liability on the set. Like, yeah, we can't work with you. You don't show up on time. You're always drunk. You're always high. You're always causing problems, like on the set and off the set. So, yeah, sorry, dude. What was his name? The dude that played the Flash in that one movie, or the
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I don't think Ezra Miller really has much of a future, probably.
Yeah.
Because of his
Plus
nonsense.
All that other stuff.
Yeah, the criminal stuff. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure doesn't he get in trouble in like Hawaii and New Jersey? I think it was.
Yeah, legal.
I know in Hawaii he got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he got in trouble for in New Jersey.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean I don't know if any of that's been swept under the rug, or maybe just had a good lawyer. Maybe.
Nice doing business.
You rob him?
Oh, I think you accidentally shoplifted.
No, I was buying all. Oh, I pushed the.
Yeah, here when you go to a store, what happens is you can't buy all; it just shoplifts.
Oh, see, that's what happens when you get used to like buying all out. Like, well, not really buying all out of the snack bowls.
Yeah.
My bad.
Don't worry, I've done that before as well.
When they arrest me and they tell me, yeah, what are you in for? Stealing candy. What? Stealing candy. I can see him laughing about that. Hey, it's the Candy Man. Hey, Candy Man.
I got 20 years for robbing this bank.
I mean,
I got 50 for shooting this guy.
For the record, there's worse things to go to jail for. They could get you, game ended in prison or end up with a very miserable sentence, right? But I'm sure I would be a laughing stock behind bars if that's what I was arrested for. They would just have some good laughs. I'd just be like, yeah, that was pretty stupid of me. I shouldn't have done that.
I think they probably would just go up towards you, just start singing the fucking Candyman song from Willy Wonka.
There you go. Hey, Candyman.
The Candyman can.
And I'd just be like, yeah, I know.
You're right, Willy Wonka.
Yeah, hey, Willy. Hey, Wonka. What's up, Wonka? I don't know. See, yeah, the Sutherland males also, like Keith Sutherland and his dad, Donald Sutherland, yeah. They aged pretty well as well. I think, I'm going to say this right now, I think Donald Sutherland got better looking the older he got. Because you go back to, like, Kelly's Heroes, he looks all, like, derpy and stuff. But once he got older and more dignified of his gray beard, yeah. I think he definitely aged like a fine wine, Donald. Keith, his son, looked good all the way back from the Lost Boys, right? And 24, the show he was on? So, yeah. So I guess there's something to that.
So now what do we do? We did all the missions.
What is there else to do? Do
you have anything you need to sell?
Do you?
I don't think so.
And I might have a nightclub sale.
All right. Well, I'll take you there so you can.
Yay!
Sell that.
Well, I mean, I don't want that to look. If Ezra goes to prison, I don't want that to happen to him as Snake. So.
Wow.
I mean, unless it's consensual, that's up to Ezra.
Yeah, whatever you're into, buddy. It's 2025. We're all inclusive.
A lot of times in that situation, it's not really consensual. But what I think happened is he probably was able to get a good lawyer, and the studio probably got him out of all that nonsense. But I mean, it's probably as a result turned him into a black sheep. So anything else he does further, you know, will probably be on his own. I mean, I would like to believe that the guy turns his life around because, I mean, look at Robert Downey Jr. A lot of people think of him as Iron Man, right? And a great actor. What y'all don't know, or maybe some of you do know, is that there was a time in Robert Downey Jr.'s life where he got in a bit of trouble. And he went to prison for that trouble. Yeah. But, you know, I do believe in redemption to a certain point. And I would say that Robert Downey Jr. definitely turned his life around. But there was a time in, what, the 90s, I think, the early 2000s? Well, I think it was the 90s where, like, he got in serious, because he had a serious drug problem, I think. And he got to the point where he actually had to spend some time in prison. Like even his lawyers couldn't save him. But it looks like he's learned from that. At least I would like to believe that's the case. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sell this.
Okay.
I got over $500,000. Might as well. Besides, we have an update coming, so I want to make sure I got plenty of money for stuff I'm probably not going to buy.
Okay, yeah, exactly, dude. You need that money.
Yeah. I guess
Come on.
I guess in a way I do believe in redemption for people because we all make mistakes. Like even somebody like what's her name, Rachel Zegler, right? People don't really like her too much. I don't either. She said some things that, you know, ticked a lot of people off. My hope is that maybe even Rachel Zegler can learn from her mistakes, and maybe it makes her a better person for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's still young, so she's got a lot of time to learn. You know.
Exactly. I say stupid stuff occasionally still, but you go back 20 years, I said a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I said lots. There are things that people have brought up that I'm like, I actually said that? Really? Yeah, we were having this conversation one day at the station and you said that. I'm like, what? Like, and then I say, yeah, that's dumb. And they're like, well, we're glad you finally realized that. Like, yeah. And I don't claim to be dumb, but it's, I guess you could say experience, right? And wisdom that it takes time to gain.
Yeah.
So it's funny to look at some of the opinions I had back, like from a decade ago or 2 decades ago. I try not to go back to high school because I don't want to acknowledge that existed, that version of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to leave that back in the 20th century where it belongs, that time period. Anyone brings anything up from my teens, I'm like, yeah, that was like a century ago, man.
Oh man, that's bringing me back to that fucking shitpost like comments we had like during that one Vice City stream the other day or a few weeks ago where we were talking about like skill resets and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah that.
Like, fucking Tommy can't swim in like 1986, but CJ can swim in 1991, and then Claude just magically forgets how to swim in 2001.
Well, he also lost the ability to talk apparently.
Yeah. But guys, he got shot in the neck. That's why he can't talk.
I guess that's a good point.
That fucking theory. But just forget that he doesn't talk in like San Andreas.
Yeah, well, he doesn't get a chance to talk because Carmelita's always talking, always running her damn mouth. Yeah. It's weird. It's like you'll notice this when you play like San Andreas and then play 3. Like Carmelita physically gets a glow up from San Andreas to 3 in the definitive editions. Say what you will about her, she definitely looks better in 3.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that's. I guess that's money well spent.
Hey, I mean, you know, a lot can happen in 10 years.
Yeah, especially with the right plastic surgeons. I'm gonna cut across the street. Like this. Well, cut across the road, and they're still following me. Stop following me, Lost, or you don't get to go to Leonida and fight the final chapter. I wonder if they will. I wonder if in a different city they'll have the Lost and they'll fight each other. What do you think?
Personally, it'd be nice to see like another biker gang and not just the Lost again.
Yeah.
After 10 years of fighting the Lost, I want a new biker gang, and even like the biker gang with Vice City back as well. Imagine them lot fighting each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's also a thing. I mean, it's possible that that gang still exists. Our version of that gang. But there's one gang they'll never bring back, and it's the gang that was in Lost and Damned. Yeah, that gang is long gone.
Yeah.
Angels
It
of
ain't
Death.
coming back.
No. Yeah, they're never bringing back Angels of Death. They were too edgy.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if there ends up being like a Leonida chapter of the Lost that the final chapter ends up being rivals with, and like you said, maybe I forgot what's the name of the Vice City gang.
I would need to rewatch episode 2.
Yeah, I don't remember.
To remember the name, because like, I'll be honest. I think when they dropped the name, I was probably reading the comment, like, so I missed what the biker gang was called.
If somebody remembers, tell us, because my mind's drawing a blank.
Like, the only notable thing I remember doing with them is like stealing a bike back from Mitch, and then fucking apparently they were like providing love fist security because of the stalker.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, but yeah, that would be cool if that biker gang also exists, because that'd be a cool, because they're like really patriotic, and they have like American flags on their like motorcycles and like on their outfits, because they're like hardcore American. Yeah,
Bring
just
back the greasy chopper bar as well.
yeah, of course. I mean, why not? I mean, Vice City's big enough. Look, we already know Ocean View's going to be there, so we know Ocean View's back. So my hope is that we see, a lot of different properties that are familiar in Vice City return. Even if like they're not really, the two universes are not the same universe, you can still have plenty of Easter eggs peppered in Vice City.
Yeah.
I mean, even like on the postcard, they use the same font. And that's one thing I really appreciated when I saw the postcard section of the 6 website. Like, it says Vice City in the same font. I was like, well done. You all know exactly what you're doing, because you know that there's going to be a lot of nostalgia bait and fans going here and there and looking,
Yeah.
We decided
they don't
not
even-
to do that.
They just got to also have at least 1 or 2 Tommy Vercetti references as well,
I agree.
and even some Easter eggs as well, like regarding Ray Liotta as well.
Yeah. We all are hoping for that. I think they will. I think they will most likely do that. I don't know if we're probably not going to interact with Tommy Vercetti, because I don't think realistically there's a chance for Ray Liotta to go in and voice any lines, because he passed away a couple years ago. And I don't know if they were at that. I mean, then again, because we did get the trailer with them. The first trailer came out in 2023, right?
Yeah, December 2023.
Okay, when did Ray Liotta pass away? I know it was
2022.
Okay. It is possible that they started doing the voice work a year prior, at the very least. Maybe further back. Because people don't think about this, but like they spend years working on these kind of projects, especially the big ones like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead. So it is the slimmest of possibilities. I would not bet the farm on this one. That there might be an older Tommy Vercetti that maybe Ray Liotta voiced before he passed away, but I don't think that's actually the case. I think best case scenario, what a lot of us hope for, Kane, myself, and others, is that they do with what they did with Hagen, right? And they name some stuff after him. King Easy, what's up, King Easy? How's it going? So maybe we get like a Vercetti Street or Vercetti Avenue, or like a Vercetti Memorial Park, or Ray Liotta Square. I think if they at least do something like that to at least acknowledge the actor and the character, then I think that's good enough for a lot of us. Just like they did with Hagen, who voiced Landon Ricketts in Red Dead Redemption 2. He had 2 things named after him. He had Mount Hagen, and then he had something else named Hagen as well in Red Dead Redemption 2. What was that other thing? So, I forgot.
I can't.
I know there's a different. There's. I think it's in. I think the other area that's named after Hagen is in Lemoyne, I think. But
yeah.
but obviously Mount Hagen's the one that most people know about. So with Ray Liotta, I would like to see like a tomb or like a headstone or a tombstone with Tommy Vercetti's name on it. You know, maybe it says like Tommy Vercetti something to like 2025 or something. You know, maybe he just passed away. You know, a legitimate businessman or something. You know, our funny comment.
Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
He was like the city's big uncle.
Yeah. Even in death, he's surrounded by pricks. There you go. That's going to be on this tombstone, right?
Man, every time I heard prick during the fucking Vice City playthrough, especially when Ricardo Diaz was saying like,
Yeah.
"You stupid pricks,"
Yeah.
I just kept thinking of fucking prick cast.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously we use like the clips of like Tommy and
Yeah.
Ricardo saying pricks.
Yeah, I mixed that together for our intro. Yeah.
Oh man, that's bringing me back.
Yeah. So that's what needs to be on. That's what needs to be on the tombstone. If Vercetti is technically dead, you know, nice tomb, nice tombstone, you know, with Tommy Vercetti, and then his famous line, like I'm surrounded by pricks, quote unquote. Come on.
Surrounded by pricks.
Yeah, exactly. But Leota Street, yeah, like Ray Liotta Avenue or Leota. Maybe Leota River or Leota. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they are going to do something like that. I think they will. Because they already did the same thing for Hagen for Red Dead Redemption 2. So why not do it for Leota? Like, I could be wrong. It could be like similar to the whole me wanting a Back to the Future 3 reference in Red Dead Redemption 2 that didn't pan out. But I feel like this is more important to the Grand Theft Auto franchise. Because Tommy Vercetti was the first voiced character that we played as. You know, because Claude obviously never had a voice actor. There's running jokes about that, right? But the truth is they just never found anybody to voice him. And you know what? I don't think Claude ever needs a voice actor. But the very first character we play as that has a voice is Tommy Vercetti.
And I'll be honest, I still think he's probably the best protagonist, like, of all the ones we've had, since Tommy. When it comes to, voice acting and all that. I still think Tommy is the best, character, purely just because of how Ray, portrayed him in Vice City.
Yeah, I would put him in probably, for GTA, probably my top 3. Him, Nico, and CJ. So, I think those are 3 pretty solid characters. I mean, I think everybody that's been a voice actor, I think Luis was good. The short amount of time we had Luis as a character to play as in Ballad of Gay Tony, along with Johnny. Johnny was good. I like Trevor, Michael, and Franklin. They're each a little different, and there's qualities about each one you can like and not like. But I don't think they make up my top 3.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to choose out one of the GTA 5 trio, it'd probably have to be Franklin. That's my favorite, at least, if I had to choose. But, similarly to you, I probably wouldn't put them in my top 5, personally. It's just because, like, all the other characters that have come before, I just think they're better, personally. And it's no hate towards the GTA 5 trio, it's just...
Yeah.
They're
just
still
doing a rank.
really, really good.
Yeah, we're just ranking them.
But, yeah.
I mean...
It's just, I think, like, Tommy Vercetti, like, if you put Tommy against, like, let's say someone like Michael, for example...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ned Luke. I'm very sorry. You're a great guy, but I just prefer, Tommy and, Ray Liotta personally. He still did a fantastic job as Michael, though.
Yeah, I like Michael.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Snake, I think you're missing what we're talking about. Like, King Easy was talking about, like, what he would like as a tribute to Ray Liotta, and yet you go off and talk about Don Corleone. This is the wrong franchise, my friend. But this is Snake, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hey, Brian.
All right, so before we wrap up, if y'all want, tell us either 1 or 2 or 3 of y'all's favorite GTA characters. protagonist-wise. So that's a good final question for all of y'all before we call it a day in a few minutes from now. I'll give y'all a few minutes to think about it. Oh yeah. So Michael, I like Michael, but there's a reason why a lot of people thought that it was going to be an older Tommy Vercetti when we first see Michael, because there's similarities between the two.
Yeah.
Like, Tommy Vercetti is the character Michael wants to be, basically. Like, his entire persona is based off of Tommy Vercetti, because Tommy Vercetti is the 80s Italian gangster, right? Mafioso that you would see on the big screen. And who likes the movies? Michael.
Exactly.
So it's obvious that you would see some inspiration there. Nico, Nico's my favorite of the HD era, because he's
same here.
he's very complex. He's dark. He's also sarcastic as fuck, hilarious. He'll be throwing jokes when everyone else don't even realize he's throwing jokes. He'll be mocking people. Sometimes they catch it, and a lot of times, like Brucey, it just flies right over their fucking head. It's funny.
Yeah.
And that's the more at first I didn't really know what to think of Nico, but the more I've played out as him over the years, the more I love Nico. There's things there's things about GTA 4, some decisions that they made that I don't agree with, but I still appreciate the direction they took GTA 4. Except for the cars. The cars are so weird in GTA 4.
They were like, it was like they were fucking covered in like Vaseline and fucking oil and all that. Like they just kept slipping around and sliding.
It's just the way they move on in the game. It's just so. Yeah, I always thought that was a little weird, but yeah. But look, if the rumors about GTA 4 port is real, I'm definitely gonna be playing that.
Oh, me too.
So yeah, King Easy says CJ is probably my favorite GTA protagonist, probably because GTA San Andreas gets me very nostalgic. Yeah, and I feel like we obviously spend way more time with CJ than we do with Tommy, because like Vice City is a short game. Like San Andreas is fleshed out way more. From Grove Street all the way to San Fierro to Las Venturas. You see a nice character arc for CJ's character, right? So you get to spend a lot of time with him. And, other members of the Grove Street families and everyone else he interacts with along the way. You hate the bikes in GTA 4? Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Like, the vehicles...
God, don't even remind me of those.
Yeah, I know they were trying to go for more realistic in GTA 4 compared to the 3D era, but... I know it's weird, because there's some people that actually like the way the vehicles handle. But it's just... I guess it's just the way they appear on the screen. It's like... They do this sometimes. I was like, that doesn't... I don't know. It's just... Visually, it bothers me. But... Okay. The body roll in the car... Yeah, the body roll for the cars suck. I agree with that. The ragdoll is really good, Rewind. I like the ragdoll effects in 4. Like, especially Nico going flying out of the car and tumbling all over the place. That was always hilarious. Or like enemies, you would shoot them and they would just, or like throw a grenade at them or hit them with a rocket and see them just flying. So I think the ragdoll effects are really amazing in 4.
It's a shame they think the ragdoll effects of 4 didn't return in 5. It's honestly like a shame.
Yeah, I think the effects will probably be similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 and 6. Which I think are fine. It's definitely better than 5.
Oh, absolutely.
But, yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of things in 6 that are going to remind people of 5. And that's just a given. It's just, like, some people are shocked by that. But it's made by the same studio. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, where people were, like, complaining that the characters look too much like the Red Dead Redemption 2 characters. Like, what?
Like, guess what, buddy? Of course they're gonna use leftover props in their previous game. It saves fucking money.
Well, I mean, it's not just really props. It's just the character models, character design.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like, character models,
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was meaning.
Well, it's like like an animated show, right? Like, for example, Naruto or Dragon Ball. Like, you might have several like series in the franchise, but usually they keep the animation style the same, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't complain that the characters in Naruto are drawn similar from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden to Boruto because they like that animation style. The same thing goes for Dragon Ball and all the other shows. Why would you expect anything different from Red Dead Redemption 2 to GTA 6 when it comes to character design? Like, what were you wanting? were you wanting it to look like GTA 5 like a decade later? No, thank you.
Yeah. I want it to look brand new.
Yeah.
I want it to look completely different.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand what they want. What they were hoping for. I mean, just because they look similar doesn't mean it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 3. It's not. It's like, it's going to be a GTA game. It's just going to look 1,000 times better than this game. Some people, yeah, I mean, the bikes have always been very, very unforgiving in a Grand Theft Auto game when they were first introduced in Vice City, San Andreas 4, and of course 5. But that's just the way motorcycles are. I think the motorcycles are probably at their best maybe in 5 and online. Zombfected. What's up, Zombfected? How you been? Mind's Eye, what's your opinion about it? Okay, I'm going to be honest, Zombfected. I know that people have been doing videos about it, like Luke Stevens, and I like Luke Stevens. I think he's great. He does some amazing content, and most of the time I agree with him. But regarding the Mind's Eye videos, I've been intentionally not watching those videos because I want to go into Mind's Eye with my own opinion, my own thoughts on it, for better or worse. But I am aware of the fact that there are concerns from the previews. But I've already pre-ordered the game. I'm going to play the game when it launches. And I'll give you all my honest opinion about what I like and don't like as I play through the game. So I'm trying to go based on what my opinion is. Now, for the record, Kane and I did try to sign up to be early testers and be part of their, program. But sadly...
Partner program, I think it was called.
Yeah, but sadly we didn't meet the requirements.
Yeah. So we put it in our bio for like 5 minutes on Discord saying we failed to meet the requirements.
Yeah, it was a sad moment for us that will never live down for the rest of our days.
Yeah. See, everyone that was in the call with us, they were like, "Oh,
it was
supposed to be you guys."
It
we were like, "This is the worst event that's ever happened in our lives."
I'll admit, it was
tragedy.
It did feel a little demoralizing for me, busting my ass making videos for the past decade, and having some views and subscribers, and then like they tell me you don't meet the minimum requirements. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like Michael Scott at the in the office, like you're smiling but you're not really smiling.
Yeah.
That's how I felt but I got over it after a few hours. But I'm not gonna lie, it did demoralize me a little, but I moved the fuck on. I'm still gonna play the game. For better or worse.
Here. I mean, bright side is we don't have to put on a fake smile and say, "Hey guys, this is all good. This is really good. You guys should buy the game."
And I'd rather
be honest.
And yeah, exactly. And that's the way I'd rather be. I'd rather buy the game my fucking self and play the game myself and give you my opinion based on the fact that I, like you, paid for the game, than feel like I'm under any obligation to dick ride, right? No, thank you. So I feel like that's the problem with creator programs, like from COD to other games out there. Like there's like this thing in the contract, like, "Oh yeah, you will dick ride, but I don't want to. Too fucking bad. Get some lube."
Yeah.
This is the best COD game ever, you guys. Oh.
Guys, you should buy Black Ops 7.
Yes.
They've taken the lessons of Black Ops 6. Now, yeah, they may have only made it in a few months, but trust me, guys, this is the one that's going to save the series.
You know that's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
Look, we got until fucking August, I think, until the reveal, so
yeah.
Get your popcorn buckets out, boys and girls. It's gonna be a wild one.
And like, it's so funny because they know they've discredited themselves. Behind the scenes, most of them probably feel the same way, but they know they can't say anything negative because they're going to get blackballed. But I learned a long time ago I'd rather keep my opinions and voice my opinions than compromise myself in that way. So, nah, I'm good. See, Zonfected says, me too, GP, I'm going to cover the game. Other than the bugs, it's definitely going to have a unique concept. I don't think it's really unique, but I'm willing to give it a chance because it's Leslie Benzies' company, and I think he did great work when he was at Rockstar, all the way up to GTA 5, and of course Red Dead Redemption 1. So I'm willing to give his studio a chance. Plus, I do like the actor who's playing Jacob Diaz. I liked him as Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. Like, I know there's concerns that people have. I'm hoping, just like with any other game, maybe those issues will be resolved with like a day one patch because that's just the way it goes, right? But if there are problems, then I'm not going to sit here and be like, this is fine. This is fine. Y'all know me. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck, Leslie?
Leslie, you broke our hearts.
Exactly. We gave you a chance, Leslie, and look what you did. We thought better of you, son.
I don't know what to feel right now.
Yeah, Zonfected. I did mention that the other day in my reaction video. Yeah, and Kane was asking about it earlier. So there is a multiplayer mode that will be coming to Mind's Eye in the fall. I think that's on the roadmap. I'm going to try it out when it launches, the multiplayer.
We should definitely fucking co-stream it when it launches.
Yeah, we can do that.
See how much of a shit show that goes.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a multiplayer, more the merrier, right? Because we want to see what the game can handle, for better or worse. So you, me, Zonfected, I don't know. I think Fern's still on the fence about it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Is Pat getting it?
I don't know. I don't know if Pat's getting it. He probably will get it. I mean, once again, I don't want to assume that Pat's going to get it or not get it. I know he's excited about Mafia: The Old Country, just like the rest of us are.
Yeah.
But now, last time he
excited about Old Country.
Yeah. No, he was DMing me the other night asking me about bills in Congress. Like, hey, what's this bill? Has this bill passed yet, GB? And I have to go look at it. Like, let me go look, Pat. No, it hasn't passed yet. It's like, okay. But yeah, he and I, if we get in a party chat, we just talk politics for fucking hours. It's crazy. Let's see. As Zonfector says, I hate how every non-GTA open world crime game is bashed so badly. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. That's one reason why I wanted Saints Row to succeed. Because I believe in competition. I think that competition for any game out there is healthy, especially GTA. I think GTA 6 will be amazing, but there's nothing wrong with having some good competition, like a good quality Saints Row game. Unfortunately, we didn't get that.
Yeah, and it kills Volition as a result.
Yeah, and probably the entire Saints Row franchise.
Yeah.
Let's see, Rewind says there's a lot of drama behind the scenes for the game. Yeah, I'm aware that there's drama. I haven't looked too deep into it because, once again, I'm trying to go into Mind's Eye as unbiased as possible. So it's been hard for me to avoid watching those videos, but I've been kind of disciplining myself. Like, no, I'm going in on my own opinion, and I'll find out about that information after the fact, But we'll see. But I have heard that there might be some drama at the studio, but what else is new? That happens at every fucking studio. To various degrees. And Kane knows that to be true from the COD studios.
Yeah, fucking, the COD studios, man. When it comes to their fucking dramas, ugh. Like, honestly, like, at first you're like, oh, come on, guys. Why you guys are arguing? Nowadays, it's just like, alright, let me get my fucking popcorn bucket out. Let's see which fucking dev's, like, whining about, like, this thing today.
Mm-hmm.
And you got fucking... You know what? I'm gonna bring up Payday 3 here. You got the fucking. Yeah. There is a former game director that I'll just say, who, let's just say, wasn't the brightest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Literally playing like he's left Starbreeze now, but literally in his like departing letter like to the Payday community, he's literally trying to. It was basically like a big ego flex fucking message, basically saying, "Oh yeah, all my updates, I did great, I did amazing. You guys were just haters. You guys thought that I was serious about retweeting fucking furry Rule 34 on my Twitter because of, you guys not liking these changes. You guys are so stupid." Like, of course no one thought you were going to be serious, but you're a fucking child for having to clarify that.
Yeah, plus
It's a
all
fucking meme.
yeah, plus all the SA stuff that they've gotten in trouble for. So.
Oh yeah, with the fucking.
That too.
Oh yeah, with fucking Activision. Yeah.
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 So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, most places you work at is going to have some drama to various degrees, including Leslie's company. Probably there's some drama. I'll find out more about that in time whenever more information comes out. I'm not going to pass judgment yet because I do believe in innocent until proven guilty. See, Zombfected says he spoke to Pat, and Pat said, okay, so Pat will be covering the game as well. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Awesome.
Plus 4. Me, you, Zombfected, and Pat.
Yeah, and
other. Mind's Eye.
Yeah, we'll try but we'll have to wait we're gonna have to wait till the fall at least to play the multiplayer. So, look, I said this to Kane earlier. I don't expect the multiplayer to be like GTA Online. It's probably going to be like GTA 4 multiplayer or Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. That's what I'm seeing. It's not. I don't like. It'd be cool if it actually is decent and they actually are able to support it with content and passes. I'm not against that, by the way, but it's going to be on a limited lifespan, even if that's the case, because by the time 6 comes out and 6 Online comes out, most of us are going to be like, bye.
Yeah.
It was fun, but see you later, Red Rock. But, you know, I don't mind a trip. Even though, look, I disagree with Zombfected because he likes the idea of it being in the desert. I don't because I'm tired of desert cities. But I hope that Red Rock is a decent city. It looks better than Saints Row in name only. And it doesn't look as dystopic as Night City and Cyberpunk. So it actually looks like a legit city. It just happens to be in the desert. I just personally don't want to live in the desert.
If I wanted to live in the desert, I'd move to Nevada and fucking live in, LV.
It's funny because, like, in the vlog, if y'all go watch the vlog after the stream, and by the way, I appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch Riley and my vlog. We have the May vlog up. It's pinned in the live chat. We actually do end up in Nevada. We decided to fly out of Vegas, and I do make a few comments at the beginning of the stream about the desert and why would people want to live out here. I kind of like being around like resources like fresh water and vegetation. All right, let me finish the chat and then we'll wrap up. But I do appreciate y'all being here. All right, where do we leave off? Let's see. Where do we go? Yeah, I mean, yes, Snake. I think most of us, even if we like GTA, we also like competition. We like there being other options out there for us, like open world games and crime games. Let's see. Zompectus says, I saw some bizarre review. Leslie thinks that it might be Rockstar fanboys that wrote the reviews. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I would look, for every single review out there, I would like to believe that they have the same integrity as my friend Carrick at ACG. But some people don't, unfortunately. Some people are very slighted in one direction or the other, especially the gaming journalists, right? Unfortunately, it would not surprise me if there are those out there that are criticizing Mind's Eye because they see it as some sort of competition against GTA. That would not shock me at all. Now, as a GTA fan, since I've been a teenager, I'm not going to do that. So, go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting you, by the way, GB, but I have some breaking news.
Okay.
So, Shooty Gat was regenerated on Doctor Who.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he's Billy Piper now.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. I heard that rumor that they were bringing back Billy Piper to be the next Doctor. So, that would be kind of interesting. Is she... Like, I'll look at that after the stream. I don't know if we should have mentioned that, but I think most people don't care about Doctor Who anymore. Maybe the interest will peak back up now, right? I don't. No, it won't because, like, Russell T Davies is still there, and God, what a disappointment.
It seems a lot of even the fans that were pro Shooty are pissed now.
Well,
from what I'm looking at on Twitter,
I heard that he was wanting to leave anyways. So, like, he was only going to stay around for like 2 seasons, and then he was done. So why are you mad? He didn't want to be the Doctor for past a certain point. He wanted to move on and go off to Hollywood. So I do wish Shooty the best. And I didn't have anything against him personally. It's just I feel like bringing back Russell T Davies ended up being a bad idea, even though I loved, his original run helming the show. It's just something happened to him in between his tenure previously before Moffat and then coming back. I don't know, but that's off topic a little.
Yeah.
Back on topic. Kane and I can talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it'll pique my interest in Doctor Who again with Billie Piper as the Doctor, because I think she's a good actress. She's been in a couple of things, and I thought she was great in the other stuff she's been in. But the problem is Russell T Davies at the moment, because he's changed and not for the better. But let's see. The game looks good. Yeah, I'm gonna give Mind's Eye a chance. I already pre-ordered it. Okay, I'm going to give it a chance. Kane's going to give it a chance. Obviously, Zombfected and the Professional, also known as Pat, and others are going to give it a chance. And you know what? We're going to give it a chance. And if it sucks, guess what? We'll tell you it sucks. If it's good, we'll tell you it's good. We'll show you it's good. If it's mid, then we'll tell you it's mid. We'll tell you what we like and what we don't like. So I'm at least going to give it a chance. And look, have there been times when I regretted that decision? Yeah. But I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yes, sometimes good content can be made out of bad decisions anyway. I mean, look at that Saints Row reboot stream you did a few years back. You know,
the one stream,
Let's Play,
God.
And you got to make a few highlight videos and rants with that gameplay.
Yeah, I did get some ranting out of it, didn't I? And Riley got to play. She got to use my copy as her playthrough. Like her and Pat both had a miserable time playing through Saints Row, and I enjoyed watching both of them play through it because they both were fucking miserable as fuck trying to make the most out of that game. And I'm just like, hey, I got out early. I quit when I did. And Riley's like, you only quit because you didn't know where the health bar was. And I'm like, could you please stop bringing that up? You couldn't even beat that one boss. I'm like, I didn't have any at that point. I was ready to quit. I couldn't even make it through one fucking episode. I gave up. I'm like, fuck this shit. Sure, yeah, Zombfected. Yeah, we can, like, for multiplayer, absolutely. Or we can sit around having like a roundtable discussion about, after we're all done playing Mind's Eye, we can all sit around and just talk about what we like and don't like about it. You know, just be fair. You know, as long as we're fair in our, like, like I do in my reviews. I give you my pros and then we give you the cons, you know. We can do that. But definitely multiplayer, we could all do that. But we'll just have to wait till the fall. But yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just like Zombfected. I mean, we've had desert cities so many times. I've already pointed that out, and I just don't want another desert city. That's another reason why I'm excited about Leonida, right? Because we're going to. I mean, I know we technically have a beach in like Los Santos, right? But this is on the east side. This is on my side of the country. Well,
we're in Miami, baby.
Well, I don't know. It's just fully my side of the country because I live in Central Texas. I'm kind of in the middle, technically. But if I had to pick a side of the country, east or west, when it comes to beaches, I'd go to Florida. Definitely go to Florida.
Absolutely. But
anyways, I think that's... Anything else you want to say about this game before we wrap up?
I think hamburgers and French fries go well together. Personally,
wow,
that's my words of wisdom.
Are you trying to get a green card?
Yeah, Mr. President, may I have a green card? I kind of need one with the state of my country.
Just tell him, look, I don't have $5 million, but I'll buy you some McDonald's. It was like, and
I'll buy you a Big Mac.
Yeah, there you go. then he'll think, okay.
You've got a deal, Mr. Cade. You got a deal. You're hired.
We also have some constructive criticism for Build a Rocket. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I don't know the ins and outs about the studio itself because I've tried to stay away from that. Because I want to go, like I said, I want to go into Mind's Eye as fair as possible, right? Without any bias one way or the other. But I can't imagine whatever drama's inside Build a Rocket Boy can be any worse than some of the other drama we've heard about already from other studios. We'll see. But anyways, before we wrap up, Kane, feel free and promote your channel.
Well, folks, if those that are interested, we got Vice City coming up on Monday. The final episode, the finale, the big finish on Monday. So for those that are interested in Vice City, feel free to stop by on Monday. It'll probably be the afternoon UK time, so sorry, Americans. You guys are going to be getting up when I'm starting.
No, I'll swing by when I'm having breakfast. I'll be sitting there, just eating my oatmeal and sipping on my coffee, and like, oh, Kane's streaming. Okay, let me pull up my phone.
He's shooting up
Be
like
like-
in his mansion. Goddamn.
Because it's like this, I'm like a zombie stumbling into the kitchen and just getting the water ready for the oatmeal, getting the water ready for the coffee, getting the yogurt and getting my little piece of dark chocolate and getting my vitamin, setting it up at the table. I'm still halfway awake. It's like I'm in like auto mode, right? Like it's all pre-programmed how I do it.
It's like a robot.
And by the time I sit down now, look on my phone like, oh, Kane's streaming. Okay. Or who knows? Kane might actually be done by the time I get up for breakfast. We'll see. But if you're still streaming, I'll at least swing by and watch the final part.
Knowing my luck, I'll probably still be streaming because of how salty I've been getting with these damn missions.
Yeah.
With everything going
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, but the finale for Vice City's not as hard. It's not as hard as some of the other shit in the game. So.
I mean, when I was watching Void Amy do it, oh, God bless her, she was having so much trouble with that mission.
Yeah.
And it's like I've seen how people have played it on like both definitive and even on the classic version. And
Yeah.
From how I've seen how it plays out, it seems like a fairly simple mission to play. It's just hold your ground, be defensive.
Yeah.
Don't go too offensive, and then you just kill Max and Sunny, and then you're done.
Yeah, just at the beginning of the first wave, you just sit back and you just let the assholes come to you and you kill them. You don't rush them. You stay, I think up the stairwell, right? I mean, you've seen what to do. I think you'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But I always say this to anybody that wants to play the 3D era of GTA. Saving is your friend. Before a mission, always save. If you die,
absolutely.
If you die, just reload the game because you get all your shit back. You get your weapons back. You get your health and armor back. You don't have to go and grab all the shit again. That's what I do. That's always been my strat. All the way back when I first played the games, when I figured that out. Like, oh, wait a minute. So wait a minute. If I save the game before this mission, I die, then I could just reload and okay, fine. That's all you have to do.
Oh, there's Infected. We were talking about that earlier on in the stream. We were.
Yeah.
Vice City Next Gen. I don't know if he's in your server or not, GB.
Thought he was.
In the GTA room, I posted the video someone posted of like doing all the missions.
Yeah.
In that mod.
Yeah, I'll watch it later.
It's really good. I mean, especially like that redo of like how the intro goes and like combining some of the cut content of that cut scene involving Tommy and Ken.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's really good.
Okay, I was talking about this. I was talking about this in your live chat earlier. Does it re-add the Mercedes stuff with Tommy and her?
I'm not sure.
Because that was cut content too. Because they were supposed to actually be in a relationship.
I do know it's like the entirety of the story of Vice City in the GTA 4 engine, and obviously like that intro cutscene. Like I said, it contains parts of that cut scene.
Yeah.
After the deal goes bust.
It's so funny. If you go back to my Vice City playlist, it's actually kind of ancient. Some people don't realize that because that video is going back, 9 years? And one of my ideas was, because even back then there was rumors of a female protagonist. And of course people were like, oh, no, rabble. But I was like of the opinion, like if they do it right, I'm okay with it. And my idea was she was going to be the daughter of Tommy Vercetti and Mercedes, But obviously I don't think that's going to be Lucia's lineage. I could be wrong, but the original idea I had for a female GTA 6 character was actually the daughter of Tommy and Mercedes, because I guess I've always kind of liked that as a couple, But see, but I will definitely watch the video later and check it out.
I'll quickly also send you the intro as well.
Okay.
Well, here you go. There you go.
All right. Well, I'll check it out.
Feel free to watch that when you.
Yeah, I'll watch
you
it.
You can watch the whole video too if you want, this in the server. It's a really good mod. I'll say that. And like I said, I don't think Take-Two can even take it down purely just because the mod makers are out of their legal jurisdiction.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably not going to risk the mod, but I will definitely watch it because I'm curious. So I'll check it out. But But anyways, Kane, thank you for joining me today. It was fun. We talked about a wide variety of things, some controversial things, some political things, which I did say I was going to try to avoid, but it happens.
You know, sometimes it's a slip of the tongue. You know.
Yeah, it happens. But anyways, Kane, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you get some sleep. I know it's getting hotter over there, and it's not fun when it's hot. But
yeah. It's not the best for me, especially with my elements.
Yeah.
But hey ho, could be worse.
True. I mean, there's definitely more hotter and more miserable places in the world to live than the UK.
I'm just glad I'm not living like in Australia or somewhere like South Africa or something. Somewhere or even like South America where it's actually really fucking hot in those kind of places.
Well,
I'd be a dead man.
Well, I mean, right now, I guess you could migrate, right? Like right now, it's probably not bad because it's in the southern hemisphere.
I guess.
Well, some
All
places.
Right, I'm off to Australia. I'm gonna go play my didgeridoo. I'll be safe for a while.
All right.
Oh dear.
All right. We'll catch you later, Kane.
All right. Take care, GB, and take care, chat as well.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. So once again, check out Kane's channel, my good friend Kane. And yeah, he's going to be wrapping up his Vice City playthrough, I think, Monday. So if you're subscribed to his channel, you'll probably be notified whenever he goes live. And whenever I wake up, if he's still streaming, I'll stop by and watch the conclusion of his stream. And yeah, so a few things before we wrap up. One is I tangled up my headphones. Another thing is I got some videos. The Event Week video is linked below in the description section. So if you want to check out the Event Week video to find out what's going on in GTA this and future weeks, I always record those on Thursdays and put those out as quickly and efficiently as possible. So thank you so much for those of you that do watch my Event Week videos. And the Vlogs channel is officially updated with the May 2025 vlog. Riley and I got that up for y'all to watch right now. You can go watch it live. All 90 minutes worth. And we had a good time. We talked about a wide variety of things, real life stuff, our thoughts about Andor. Well, mostly Riley's thoughts because I did do a review of Season 2 of Andor and Rogue One recently. And also we watched a movie called The Wild Robot, which we thought was pretty good. And, some games we've been playing and our opinion about some games. Like, for example, if y'all are interested in Riley's opinion about Spirit of the North 2, which she's been playing on her channel, and Dead by Daylight and FNAF collab with Springtrap, well, check out the vlog, the May 2025 vlog. And check out Kane's channel. I got that pinned in the live chat. And also over in the featured channel section of the channel. And yeah, this is the last day of the May 2025 wall. Its final form. UG did donate earlier, so thank you, UG, for the super chat. He's recovering from a headache right now, so hopefully he's feeling better tomorrow. UG is elected to have his name put on the wall for June, which will be tomorrow, which means I have to scramble and build tomorrow's wall, which really isn't that much of a scramble. It's mostly pre-built. I just have to take a few names off and put up a new background. So that'll happen tomorrow. There also is going to be a poll I'm going to put up at the end of the stream in the community section regarding what y'all would like me to play tomorrow. You'll get 2 choices. No, you're not getting 3. You're getting 2. That's it. 2. You're going to get either me playing Skull and Bones Death Tides, the PvP mode, or you're going to get that card game, the Batero game. What's it called? Baltro. It's on PlayStation Plus. Balatro. I can't pronounce it. Balatro. I've been wanting to check this game out. I'm thinking about playing it tomorrow, but I wanted to at least give you all the courtesy of a poll. I do like the democracy system we have in the channel, letting y'all get a choice. So you'll get 2 options, Skull and Bones Death Tides. If you want to watch me get my ass blown... my ship, disregard what I just said. My ship's blown up in Skull and Bones Death Tides. Forget what I just said. If you want to watch me play Skull and Bones Death Tides, vote for Skull and Bones Death Tides in the poll. If you want to watch me play the card game, Balatro, then you can vote for that as well. The other thing, no. No. Some of you are like, well, what about your OnlyFans? Not happening. I know. I'm killing some fantasies there, but anyways. Before I step any deeper into it, I better wrap this thing up. See, Zonfect to see. Next time we got to find time to chat. Of course, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. It's just I'm always busy with real life stuff, but you know, I'm always open to chat, whether it's a party chat on PlayStation or Discord if there's opportunity to do so. It's just always got real life stuff going on and mixing it in with everything else. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Like I said before, I say anything else that I end up regretting. That'll be held against me. But yeah, thank you, Sinister, Snag, Zombfected, Kane, Brian, and everyone else that was here today. If you enjoyed today's stream, on the way out the door, be sure and leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, I stream and cover GTA, like the GTA Online Event Weeks on Thursdays. Any news regarding Grand Theft Auto 6, I cover that as well. And we're also going to be covering Mafia the Old Country. I did do a reaction video to both Mindset's latest trailer and Mafia the Old Country's latest trailer. So both of those are on the channel. Check out Kane's channel. Check out all my friends' channels. Check out Riley's channel. She's going to wrap up Spirit North 2 sometime this coming week on her channel. Plus our vlogs channel, by the way. We have a vlogs channel. I mentioned that at least once or twice. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, the featured channel section is where you can find all those channels, including the vlogs channel, as well as my political channel. But, yeah, I do appreciate all of you being here. My amazing viewers, subscribers, fans, friends, mods, heroes, members. Always appreciated, but never, ever required. However, if some of you are interested in maybe one day becoming a member, there are perks and rewards, which you can find out about in the join button. Click the join button. All members get access to badges, emotes, shout-outs at the beginning of live streams. Also get featured below in the description section of live streams. Early access to one video a week. And, of course, the About section, where you can find the live stream schedule. And, yes, we will stream tomorrow, but it's going to be up to you. Yes, you, the voter. Unlike real elections, this election will count. So you'll have two options coming up in a few minutes after the stream has concluded. I'll work on that ASAP. But yeah, so we will have a stream tomorrow, Sunday, 12 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. UK. Either it's going to be, Skull and Bones, Death Tides, or that card game, Balatro, which is currently, I think, still free on PlayStation Plus. FYI. But yeah, y'all have a great weekend. And yeah, the About section is also where you can find other links before I wrap up. X, Discord, Vlogs channel, and Political channel. All right, so y'all have a great weekend. All of you, each and every one of you. And maybe I'll see y'all tomorrow. And as always, from me to each and every one of you, and you, and you, and you as well. As always, thanks for watching.